sin and never can win. Main attraction is beer, filling his head. Can't hold down his woman like his alcohol. They got him on milk and alcohol. Nothing is what it seems. How could this be? They got him on milk and alcohol. 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 Stay put, I wanna go. Hard work, bad show. More liquor, it won't help. Liquor all around town. Just going laid down, selling out his family for YouTube money. Sipping life comes at a price. Man needs to decide eventually. This ain't doing a thing for me. Can't hold his Filipino. They got him on milk and alcohol. They got him on milk and alcohol. They got him on milk and alcohol. They got him on milk and alcohol.
I've been eating Tums every day lately.
Good morning, guys. Hi, how are you guys? What is going on? Magadan Po, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys enjoyed the new song. And my hair, look, it almost looks like I've got a wig on today, but there's the natural hair. It's all curled up. And it looks like George needed Tums already this morning. I think I got George on milk, alcohol, and Tums. We should have added that you.
But I thought you were full.
Yeah, no. Oh, you better get off my hair before you're gonna get the real punch.
I can't believe somebody said that. But anyway.
Oh, I know who the fool was in the
No.
mountain.
No, Heidi's hair is so thick. In fact, no, it really is.
It's a real.
It really is. Yeah.
All right, guys. So today we'll let you guys know what the live stream's about. Basically, there's another homeless expat that's from Finland. We're going to cover a small clip of him being on Rafi Tulfo, very small clip. And we will go through, there's been a lot of homelessness, especially here in the past year, there's been a little bit. We have another story that I think we covered a while back of a guy who's been homeless for like 12 years, and he's relied on the kindness of a bunch of Filipinos. He's got friends here, and so we will cover that story, an update on the homeless woman from Finland. There's two Finland that we're talking about, Finnish today. An update, which I do not recommend. This is kind of creepy. You guys will either think it's creepy or not. I think it's creepy. I think it's weird. Well, it could be a legit situation. Could be she's the new housekeeper for somebody. I don't know, but we'll update you on what's happened with her. And we will talk about substance here in the Philippines, especially the alcohol that's going on, because the homeless woman in Manila, that is her main problem. There's an interview from her boyfriend, and that's what he said was the main problem. He loved that she was a white woman, but didn't like the white woman drank a lot of alcohol. And so we're all guilty of that. A lot of like, well, Heidi, we know you had problems and we know you like junk food and all that. Yeah, you're absolutely right. All of us have some sort of substance or addiction to something. A lot of guys.
I do a lot of coke.
George does a lot of coke. And for me, it's sugar. And I do like the fast food. Who doesn't? I got used to it over the years. And there's so many different things. There is people who like to come here to Walking Street and they're addicted to love. Might as well have faced it. You're addicted to love.
Wow,
I went,
Palmer.
yeah, right. So there's a lot. So, this isn't about pointing the finger, but I've got some articles that I'm going to read because the Philippines has a lot of cheap alcohol and the percentage is really high on alcoholism here. I think Philippines ranks 6 or 7 in Asian countries. How many Asian countries are here? 349? Oh, I'm
don't
just
know.
joking. I don't
Honestly,
know.
don't
I'm
know.
just joking. There's not that many Asian countries, but what I'm saying is that there's
You'd be surprised. There's
I'd
a lot
probably
of
be
countries
surprised
that
how
you've
many.
never heard of.
But they're ranked 7, and it says I believe the number's 40% of Filipinos drink to one form or another.
Okay,
can
I mean,
kind of-
I mean,
might be
okay,
like that in the U.S. too,
a-
but I don't know.
a fifth,
They said
a
it's
fifth of gin is like 150. That's $3. I mean, of course they're gonna drink. It's so cheap.
oh what? Oh, because it's cheap. So are the women, but I don't run down to Walking Street and get my peach nuts.
I mean, as
on
long as
every
you
day
don't,
like
buy your Jim Beam, your Jack Daniels and stuff like that. No,
No, it's
alcohol
cheap
is
here.
cheap.
So, and the substance, it's
$4,
on a daily
you're good.
basis in Angeles City, in the airport and Manila airport, that they're catching these incoming, substances that are actually coming into the country. And as I'm to understand, it's half the price of crack in the U.S. So it's their form of crack here. Yeah.
Oh no,
So
no,
there's
no.
no doubt that there's
It is way cheaper here, even for that. I mean,
but these are Filipinos, but we know that expats come over here and they partake in stuff. So that's what today's about, is homelessness and substance or alcohol that's being used. And it's an open discussion, and
yeah.
that's
And-
about what's going on.
And I'm just letting you guys know again, if you're gonna go, like, depending on where you're at, for example, in bars like that, normally a bar drink would cost like 90 to 100 pesos nowadays. And if you're gonna drink with a girl, you're looking at 300 a pop, a bottle. A bottle of Red Horse is 300 pesos. If you're drinking with a girl. Now, if you guys want to save money, don't go to the VIP room. Don't do that. Just
See-
do a
see-
takeout. Just do a takeout. Thank me later. Just saying.
You about ready to trigger the number 3 problem here in the Philippines. Number 1 is homelessness. Number 2 is alcoholism, and the other one is whoop your ass.
Smells like fish.
It's better than ending up like a fish.
And if you want 50 peso women, I can be your guide. I can show you where they're at.
Sure you can. Sure you can. Sure you can. Why don't you see this little guy here on your coffee cup? Tater Tot. That was his name.
Tater.
See old Tater Tot? It says George beat me up. I'm about ready to beat you up and this cat up in a minute. Now drink your coffee and hush, boy.
Hey,
Here, why don't you run your advertisement for your new
I'm just
company?
a guide. I'm not saying I do.
You're just a
You're-
guide.
You're my one and only. I'm just a guide to the expats.
Yeah.
All right. And again, guys, give us a like and a subscribe, thumbs up, makes Heidi happy.
I guess.
And to show your sign of support, buy some of my
Good
squirrel
morning,
meat.
Ted.
Yeah, see, Mr. Squirrel luncheon
George
meat.
is selling his own
Yeah,
luncheon meat.
I have
He's
my
got a
own-
squirrel farm
yep.
here.
I have a squirrel farm.
He's
There it is, right there.
processing meat here.
Luncheon meat. Go buy it.
Yes, squirrelmeat.com.
Helps fund our lives.
Helps fund the cats that we farm out to
Yeah.
local restaurants. I mean, we have like, yeah. Oh, where did we go on
Mhm.
this one? Where do we go from here? I was at the party the other day, people drinking and firing guns into the ground saying you're safe, right? Well, here's the thing. We get the alcohol flowing free. Who's without having partying over the years? You know what I mean? I like to party as much as the next person, but there's a limit to everyday drinking from morning till night. My grandfather was an alcoholic. My dad was probably up to just a few years ago. Anybody who drinks all day long, both my dad and my grandfather did. Grandfather died of alcoholism. So I speak from the bottom of my heart how this affects family members. The man lived on Snickers bars and alcohol. Like that's all he did was that was his deal. And I believe he was less than 64. They found him, passed away in the farmhouse. I've spoken about this before. So it hits home for me, and it's sad when we see these guys that hit in this area in Angel City. It's not far from the truth that the guys come here, they look up the ladies, and they drink like they spend 2-3 weeks just drinking straight at these bars. That seems to be like their thing. They come here, they get drunk, they get taken advantage of, they end up getting girls pregnant. They come and do it once a year, twice a year, whatever it is, and some end up marrying the bar girls. There's all kinds of stuff that actually happens, but it's sad. These guys get here and they're like, oh, I can kick this and I can kick that, and chosen ones in the house, they do not send the best from the west. Okay, not always. Okay, I know chosen one, like, speak for yourself, but he always calls them exactly what it is.
Well,
The
chosen one calls them degenerates.
Because they come here and nothing changes. They come here, then their whole behavior and their alcoholism and their drugs and their cheating on their spouses and all that just carries over here. Their mental illnesses and all of that. Okay, and
Whoa.
which is going to cause
Cheating on your spouses. Once you cross that city line, it's not cheating anymore.
once you cross your eyes, it's not cheating.
Different zip code. I wash my hands.
You ain't washing your hands ever. I've smelled those fingers. Smell.
Smells like fish.
George walked around on his birthday and he goes, I smell.
Smells like crabs. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh my God. So, anyways, guys, so you can make your comments and everything. Let me bring up 1 second here. Let me get the media that we got going on here. You can give me your squirrel meat and go through the comments at the bottom while I pull up the video. Say hi to
Magandang
people.
umaga, masating abak, maayong buntag. It's been raining nonstop. For those of you who have been in the Philippines, will agree with me. It's kind of, I hate to say it, we got spoiled from last year because last year was okay, but this year it's back to business. The Philippines is back to normal as far as weather goes. Like, because
It's been raining.
this is the rainy season. Yes. Oh. What the?
I had to go out and back in.
No, there's it doesn't it didn't go. Oh, maybe that was the.
Who's in the house? Got Ted in the house. We're pulling up the video that we had actually saved.
Hey, Victor Heidi, Victor C, number 1 right now, and running behind Victor C is AI Coconut Guy. Good morning to you. And chosen one, you're number 3 right now, my man. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Scott and Isis World in the house. How you doing? Slick Brick in the house. Second win. Good morning. Hey, Robert Goodson, how you doing, man? Angelo is in the house. Squirrel World. Oh, hey, Izzy and Chris, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Oh,
what's
Ted,
going
of course,
on?
Ted. We can't forget about Ted. How you doing, Ted? Like a spot's in the house. Yeah, and Black Grandpa. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. Wow, this is taking forever to process. Sorry, guys.
Actually, second one, yeah. When you said the people were firing guns, actually, it's kind of ironic or coincidental that last night I was watching this guy, of course, obviously in America. He had this gun piano. No, really, he had like they look like Glocks, and they're attached to the strings of the piano. So when he plays the piano, it shoots. It's actually really awesome. I want one. I'm not making that up.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, okay. So we're going to start with the first story and get into it and then get into the comments and make your comments and all that. And let's, I don't know why we have to keep putting that up there. Okay, so we have an update on the Finnish girl. Okay, that'd be Mila, the girl from Finland. In a nutshell, it looks like she's been here for several years. She's been homeless most of the time. Turns out, when we was talking the last time about her, which was what, about a month or so ago, turns out she has a boyfriend. This is him. Looks like he's been living with his parents and he's on some sort of allowance. And I guess she was he said first off he liked her because she was a white woman. That was his very first answer. George, why are you dating me? What do you like about me?
Um, when I saw Heidi, Benjamin Franklin came to mind. Greenbacks, as it were.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't see white.
No, no, no. I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, I love you. No, no, no. Really, the first time I met Heidi, I gave her a big hug, and she gave me a really, really. Oh my gosh, I love that hug. She just gave me a bear hug, and that's from that moment on. I called her Bubbly Bear, even though it was the first time we met. True story. Heidi will attest to it.
So this guy liked that the woman was white and they had fun. See, okay, I'm kind of missing the story that they were just together 6 months or a few years. In the beginning, she asked her how long they were together. He answered 6 months, and then later he talked about it was over a few years. At one point, when she became homeless and wasn't allowed to live in the family house because she was an alcoholic and didn't do anything, she did work. So I'm not sure what job she had. She was working, as I'm to understand, at a call center, but she was working in the Philippines. Um, Let me play some of this because there's some photos in here of her. It turns out that even at one point, when she was homeless, she moved in with another expat and he knew she was having an affair, but he still kind of hung by her side. This came from his own mouth. And, but it was her alcoholism that brought her down. So it seems to be that they had, this girl that is doing the videos about her, um, did several, several of them on her and said that she just wants to live on the street. Basically, she likes the way she's living. She gets her booze, she collects some money, she stays on the street. It seems to be a very serious problem for her. And they were going to take it to Rafi Tulfo, and then me and George was like, but she said she doesn't want to go back home. She doesn't want any there. That's just the way it gets when it comes to substance abuse like this. And so she's lost everything, including her relationships and stuff. So in and out, she has actually, there's the guy she was living with. So she had a boyfriend, she was living with another guy, and it's kind of where it is. Well, the update on her, okay, which is really scary for me, is that some white foreign expat and a Filipina came and picked her up and they just disappeared in a van. Doesn't seem suspicious to me.
Okay, well, now
No way, brother.
here's the problem I see. And again, I don't know this lady, and honestly,
She could end up as beef stew.
nobody really said anything more than what Heidi said. However, reading between the lines, now this is my opinion, and some of you may or may not agree with my opinion. What I'm getting at is, in all probability, she's not a happy drunk. She's probably an ornery, real nasty drunk. You know why I say that? One,
She's a woman and she's white.
well, first off, a Filipino will put up with a lot of crap, and if
Right.
they're not together anymore, that's strike one. Okay. Strike two is an expat got rid of her too. Okay.
Yeah,
So what I'm saying is the common denominator at this point
it's
again
her.
is her. Now, strike three again. I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
No, I
I'm
hate to
just
say it,
well.
I wouldn't
Again,
apologize
well,
for
I'm
what
not.
she's doing
I'm
out
just
there on
saying.
it.
Like I said, I don't know her. This is just my opinion, and what I'm getting at is, I believe we're gonna see a strike three pretty soon.
That's what her ex-boyfriend said, and that's what the girl who did Tasty Travels. We'll put a link in there. We've had her content on before. She knows we're covering it. And she said, and the boyfriend says, "Oh, she'll be back." Whoever, and they don't even know who picked her up. The security guard nearby where she sleeps with the kittens said some man in a van, a white foreigner and a Filipina, took her. And I'm
Now,
like,
unless the only way
Probably
that
down
she
by the
probably
river.
won't come back if she's served with flava beans, you know.
hey, I no way. I say thank you. I live here with this pussy here on the street. Give pussy away, and I'm just gonna take my pussy cat. And
I'm just
gonna stay
saying,
right here.
expats, the other white meat.
Let me know, guys. Would you guys actually get in a van with another expat and leave the street? She hasn't left so far. What would make her? I don't know. I myself cannot see it. So that's the update. Is she got in a van and left with another expat, and I just think it's kind of crazy
It's a
and
little
sus, guys. Would you guys do it? Now we're not talking about
I mean,
your
hell, she
everyday
could be doing a call
person.
center right now.
Well, she could be. Yes, they do
I could
ship them over.
smuggle her out.
She could be
ship
in
her
another
out.
country working at a house right now. She could be working
Yep.
in Thailand. They could have her all stuff, right? This is our next story of the 12-year homeless expat, but that's what's going on with that. I do want to read, in the Philippines, a significant portion of adult population is consuming alcohol, with notable prevalence of binge drinking. I'm sorry, they do tend to binge drink and party. And I've never seen a country besides Mexico that's partied as much. Now, Germany does over there in certain countries. They're not like the top ranking country that's doing the partying, but the countries I've been to, it's a lot of partying, guys. Around 40% of Filipino adults reported drinking in the last 30 days, and 1 in 3 engage in high risk heavy drinking. Men consistently drink more in the Philippines than women, which is probably not surprising. The Philippines also faces challenges related to alcohol related harm, including economic cost, health, and everything else. But that would include the expats coming here. And with alcohol being cheap, it's actually what they actually have been doing.
Yeah.
And that also becomes a problem. I mean, you can get cheap beer and fundador and rum and gin and everything like fair. Is it
Yeah.
fundador?
Yeah, guys, vote for me for president. I guarantee you, if once I'm president, I will bring back speed drinking on the table. Guys, let's bring back speed drinking. Just saying.
Okay, next story so we can get on and talk about George and me and our substance. Love substance. All right, so here's this dude right here, okay? And this old guy's been homeless for 12 years. He said he left the house. I guess he went broke and some other issues. There was some abuse going on. He left and just never turned back. Took his pets, never turned back. And he has for over probably close to 14 years been relying on the hospitality of Filipinos. So I'm going to show you the clip of where he's living. He allegedly says that he has a friend that owns a resort and said that he could sleep outside, which doesn't make any sense. Usually resorts are what, 40% empty here, 50% empty most of the time, especially when they're further out. Think about it. And then he was going to have him sleep out in the courtyard or something. And I'm like, why? If you have a friend and he couldn't give you a room to help you out, that's pretty sad too. But they built Filipinos.
Donated a little old hut down the back of the yard there, which I'm going to move within shortly.
Look at
He
the
didn't have to
toilet
do this, you know.
outside.
If he had not done this, my tent would go out to a
But
friend's house there
it's
in town
shelter,
way
guys.
down there called Tat Booble, owns a resort out down there, and we know each other, Flippadoo, and he would.
Yeah, it was going to let him stay in the yard of his resort. And like I said, a lot of resorts, if you guys look, they are empty. So I don't know why he couldn't give him something and then have him maybe work there. That's what we would do, you know, either give him the room if we owned a resort here, or at least have him feel like he's doing something. He could do anything.
Oh, that doesn't look like a 4x4. Just saying.
Well, he's saying that he's doing this, but also a friend offered him to stay
I
in
know
the
that,
resort
but
on the ground, not here.
What I'm saying that the resort is Okay, guys. Heidi will agree with me on this one because she's been resorts here in the Philippines. This guy is obviously in wheelchair bound. And what I'm
Okay.
saying is, in the last resort we were in, how would a wheelchair fare?
Better than out there in the shack. I'm just saying that's not what I'm trying to compare.
No,
He's
no, 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 no,
claiming
no, no,
he's
no.
doing this
What you're
because
saying,
of a friend. Is he making that up?
I
Is what
know-
I'm trying to
I
say.
know
If
that.
a friend was offering that, why would a friend offer him to sleep out in a courtyard
What I'm saying is,
as a disabled man?
you said for him to help.
Well, that's what I. Anyways, I'm not trying. I'm really not trying to.
I'm not, but I'm letting people know that even a really nice resort, wheelchair is,
Yeah, wheelchair
Kind of.
accessibility.
you know.
Okay, so the guy is from a area called Rhodesia. Is that somewhere in Africa or something?
Rhodesia, yeah.
Yeah, Rhodesia. I call it Rhodesia. Rhodesia is where he's from, and he's been homeless for 12 years, and he explains a little bit here.
Back of my mind. Not like if this doesn't work, I must get down me. And especially, how did you get around?
are
Both
broken.
your feet broken. Yeah, it's crutches. I was given a set of crutches, and I used to go everywhere on crutches. Very painful. You also got a new wheelchair. Yeah,
Another
wheelchair, which was
expat
what me
gave him
about
the
that man there. He said, upon see she study on crutches all the time. Eddie gave
12
him your
years
one,
he
just wouldn't
just
move anymore.
left
So
the house and never
I
went
slept on
back.
the side of the
12
road deck for that night. Early in the morning, about 5 o'clock, I decided to carry on walking. I had my little dog with me. I walked down to the highway and I found a little place there which I thought would be good. And I sat there and I knew one or two of the people down there, and they brought me some breakfast in
Filipinos,
terms of a bit of an egg pie type stuff and something to drink, like
All right, so that was that story. So this guy had been homeless for 12 years, and he has relied on the hospitality of Filipinos. So that's kind of insane to think about an expat homeless that long here. He hasn't been caught by immigration. We don't know what his immigration status is. He still could be married to a Filipina. I don't have much more information, but would you guys stick around 12 years living like that?
Well,
I mean,
the real question is, where's the money?
I don't have any end on this.
No,
story
no. I
right
mean,
now. He could have
I'm
lost
just
his
saying. A
money.
lot of you,
And he
again,
may not if he's from Rhodesia. Maybe there isn't a big pension. A lot of countries don't have pensions like the United States or Canada.
well,
or
then
other
what's he
countries.
doing here?
Maybe it's better than when he came from, because both Finnish, like this is a Finland guy. His family, the reason he can't get out of the country is because when you go to the embassy like the United States, everybody seems to think that these embassies of all these countries are going to help you and have you go back. There's programs from most of them that you have to have contacts and where you're going when you leave the country, and you have to provide all that information in order to get a loan and a ticket and everything out. He couldn't get any of his family to help. And what people don't realize, when I say you're burning bridges, a lot of people, we got kickback on that. I think I got kickback from you. When you do that, you're still burning a bridge back in the United States if your family's not talking to you because you left. A lot of guys, when they leave the United States, their family gets pissed off. Their kids, their family members, all of this happens. They come here, and then when it's like, hey, well, you went over there to get you some new, and you went over there to do this, and that, and you thought the grass was greener, suffer is pretty much the attitude. And so this guy here that we're going to cover, this last clip, is from Finland, and it's pretty much what his family told him. So it looks like an OFW, and this is recent. The OFW started to help him. He's 90,000 pesos behind on his immigration and ended up homeless. So we're going to cover this, but pretty much he says, oh, I couldn't get this help and I couldn't this. And then they get on the phone with the embassy and they kind of go back and forth on this.
At dahil humihingi nga daw po siya ng tulong ng ating opisina upang makabalik po siya sa kanyang bansa. Palaboy na po siya at wala na daw pong matirhan itong si Mr. John. At siya po ay mula sa Barangay Amdus, Ayungon, Negros Oriental.
Mr. Anderson, this is not your first trip to the Philippines, right?
Yeah, he's right by
He's down there.
Sunshine.
Okay. And he said it's not his first trip. So, but looks like this is the first time. As I'm to understand, he got burnt by a Filipino. Surprise, surprise. So it's like,
New York, huh? New York. Unless he's just wearing
he's
a
from
ball cap.
Finland. I told you they're Finland.
Yeah.
That's why I'm covering him, because the other girl's Finnish too.
In the Philippines last August, But you had also been here last April.
Yes.
Okay. On those 2 times, you were going to meet with a girlfriend?
I meet up with some people, some friends here, and then I meet up with a girlfriend too. Yes.
Okay. By friends, you mean you have Danish also friends?
No, Filipino friends.
Filipino friends. And where did you meet these Filipino friends?
Online.
And that's how you came to be, well, you stayed in Ayungon.
Let me translate that for you. Other Filipinas online. He met up with Filipinos and Filipino friends. You know, George has the level of his girlfriends. You got me, then you got your girlfriends locally, and then you got your online friends, right? Right? Yeah. Hello, surprise.
Yeah, when I was in April, I stayed in Cebu for 5 days, and then Ayungan, and then when I come back, only Ayungan.
A concerned citizen actually was the one who referred you to us
Yeah, I know.
from Ayungon. Where are the
Okay, so I kind of went through and translated. Basically, he's behind 90,000. You know what I'm not hearing is how did he get that far behind? And I only heard 5 days in Cebu. I'm not hearing a long-term stay for him being this far behind. This would be a substantial amount. Can you? I mean, I used my translator earlier.
So okay, 90,000 pesos is what he needs. That's what it says.
Yeah,
So that's according to this letter.
about 1,500, I think, give or take. US.
That's his airfare according to this letter.
Oh, okay. It's not from what he's behind. Okay.
No, that's his airfare. That's what it's saying. Okay. Well, you want me to translate the whole thing?
Give or take. Just
Yeah,
whatever's
okay.
going on.
So, well, it's just easier if I go down the lines. Okay, it says, "Good morning to you all. I am." It's funny.
Magadan
It says,
Aro.
"I'm knocking on your door." I know that's what it says.
Somebody's knocking on the door. Somebody's ringing. the
Oh, I'm
bell.
knocking on the
Baby.
door of your heart. Wow, that's very poetic.
Ding dong.
I'm knocking on the door of your heart.
Ding dong.
Especially now, to all of you. That's what it says in Negros Oriental. Wait, he's in Oriental.
Yeah, this is probably the
All right.
Filipina telling it.
To those of you who are seeing this post, I'm asking for help for this foreigner, whose name is John Anderson, Mr. Anderson. He is from Denmark. He needs a little over 90,000 pesos just for his airfare. Huh?
Which is really high.
Wait. No.
Is that for his
No.
immigration, I think?
No, it said, yeah, it's everything. It says for his airfare,
Okay.
his rent, and his penalty for the overstay, which makes sense because he can't leave the country unless he pays for the overstay. No, so that makes sense. That includes his overstay.
I wish I could drink. Okay,
This
Rhodesia is
John
Zimbabwe.
wants to go back to his home as soon as possible because right now he's overstaying and his fees are going up the longer he stays.
Mhm.
That's what it says. He's also sick, and
Yeah,
he
he's
also
lost a lot of
needs
weight.
money so he can have a doctor's visit and have medicine. It's a big help to him. Huh?
You reading the right or the left? Because that's not really translated.
No, it's right here.
Aro. What was Aro again?
Every day.
Every day. Aro. That's what I thought. And
Oh yeah, the part you're saying says, yeah, he's having a hard time having day-to-day food. That's what
oh
it
well,
says.
yeah, he's living on the
Yeah.
streets. What is
yeah, go-
grave ang? You're probably not.
I
I think
can't-
it cuts
I can't
off.
read it
Well, I
down
know,
there,
but
yeah.
it's liable to cut off.
friends now? Like the
So-
lady.
So basically, he's been homeless. He's lost a lot of weight and everything, and they're trying to get him home. And this does happen. That's why I'm always surprised the long-term guys. Like, there's a lot of them here in Angel City. It's like they, kind of like in the United States. Some of them are users of substance. Some of them are alcoholics, and that is a big portion of them. Other portion is they're doing all the above and they got kicked out by a Filipino. Why did their Filipino kick them out? You know, there is a limit to Filipino hospitality, whether they're cheating, hitting the bars, or other things that are happening. Because there's a big set of guys living out in the park and walking around, and somehow they have not ended up in jail or
Oh.
deported, or you know, it kind of makes me wonder. But let's listen to the rest of his story and then come in and take some of the comments.
The girlfriend that I had at that time find out of that I have no more money.
So no more money, no more honey.
No more honey. Yes.
I'm really sorry about that, but I also understand that you want to put that in the past and already, like you don't want to bring that out anymore.
You know, past is past. You learn from what's happened, right? But
We're trying to get in touch with the Danish
No more
embassy.
money,
We
no
will
more
try
money.
to arrange so that they can take care of you. You know, the
Yeah.
Danish embassy is very helpful here. Your ambassador to the Philippines, Ambassador Melbin, is quite active in both economic and social activities.
I-
And
I contacted the Danish embassy before,
Yes.
and I got a mail back from them that
I don't know what's going on. Are we still connected? I don't know why it's not stopping.
where they say that they're sorry for what is happening to me here, but
We got a double screen. This is so. We have to get rid of this. I don't know what's going on. It was playing. Yeah, I'm done with this software or this streaming stuff. It actually had ours paused, and there were two of them playing at the same time, and it was frozen up, and I had to close it out just to get rid of it. Ridiculous. What a ridiculous. Ever since we've upgraded our. Wow. That sucks out the Yengus there. I'll try to bring it back in, guys. Sorry about that. No, it's time to go back. It's just where it is, and now it was double playing. So
you don't
Sorry,
want
guys.
to bring that out anymore.
you know, past is past. You learn from what's happened, right? But
We're trying to get in touch with the Danish embassy. We will try to arrange so that they can take care of you. You know, the
Yeah.
Danish embassy is very helpful here. Your ambassador to the Philippines, Ambassador Melbin, is quite active in both economic and social activities.
I-
And
I contacted the Danish embassy before,
Yes.
and I got a mail back from them that where they say that they're sorry for what is happening to me here, but they have to inform me that they cannot help me.
and this is because you no longer have an address.
That's because I don't have an address in Denmark.
Okay, we will try to check how even with that, maybe they can assist you still. Okay, well,
Alright.
maybe it was just the first step. Okay, maybe you needed to establish some kind of link to make sure really that you are from Denmark.
Yeah.
And then we will see, because right now you are already considered an overstaying alien.
I am, yes, since February. My extension of the visa expired on February 6th.
We'll try to contact the consular section and explain to the consular section that there are certain lacking documents, I am assuming, no?
Oh,
For you to establish that you have a home in Denmark. Now, the wife of your brother does not want you
yes.
there anymore.
Yes.
Okay. Magandang hapon po, Ma'am Lorraine.
Yes, good afternoon po, ma'am.
Yes. Pwede niyo ba kami bigyan ng konting background? Ano ba nangyari kay Sir John?
Kauuwi ko lang kasi sa province namin kasi namatay yung mother ko. Tapos nakita ko lang yung post. Ang nag-post
Okay, looks like it paused for us. So basically, this is the OFW that's trying to help them and everything. They're re-going back over the letter and everything. As I'm to understand, the biggest thing is the guy does not have the money to get home, pay his immigration ticket and all that. This is getting to be more and more common. And then on top of that, he'll go, if he already has it, but because I watched this yesterday, he'll go on saying that he can't get any help at home either. So he's definitely wanting to go home, but he's not getting any help from home. But this is the OFW.
Yeah, just real quick again. No, I'm not judging this lady by any means. I'm just letting you know that it was just some by chance, and I mean chance, that she's helping this guy. And what I'm saying is, according to her, she says, I met this gentleman because um well, I'm not going to mention which family member died, but somebody from her family died, and it's close to her heart. And she was on the way to the funeral, and that's when she saw this guy on the street. So the reason why I brought this up, first off, that's what she said. Second off, what I'm saying is, she's at first off, she's better off than most Filipinos, but she's not much better than most Americans, if that makes any sense. Um, and also, what I'm also saying is, she was at a very very vulnerable point in her life, if that makes any sense. And what I'm saying is, if she wasn't on her way to the funeral, I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you she would not have stopped. I'm just saying, because I don't know. I mean, it's possible she would have, but I'm just saying, she suffered a great loss, and she was just on the way to the funeral, and she saw this expat. So I'm saying, like, this guy's just lucky that some Filipina, decided to, you know, take him off the street, so to speak.
Yeah, very lucky.
Okay?
Na-shared sa sister ko, sabi ko, papuntahin mo siya sa bahay ko kasi tulungan ko siya kasi kawawa.
OFW ka or nakapag-asawa?
Yes, yes, OFW po ako sa Turkey for 11 years.
Sa Turkey naman. Okay, so kaya
Yes
natin...
po, Turkey
okay.
po ako, oo.
So itong si John, so natulungan mo? Paano?
Natulungan ko po siya, binigyan ko po siya ng 10,000, tapos pinakain ko siya ng lunch.
Naku, ang bait mo naman.
Yes, kwento po siya na
Oo.
ganito, tapos sabi niya pupunta daw siya sa Manila, tapos sabi ko sige tulungan kita sa embassy doon.
Oo.
Oo.
Okay, what's she going on about?
Oh, well, there's not much substance there right now. I already said everything earlier, and the only thing that I didn't say is, like, because she just said it just now, is she fed him lunch.
8 hours, I think, sa ferry sa bus, papuntang Manila, tapos
Oo.
wala siyang matulugan, so sabi ko, i-book kita ng hotel for one night.
Mm-mm.
Opo. So, pagka kinabukasan, buti si Presley, sabi niya na nireli daw niya sa bus niya kay Senator Rafi.
Mm-mm.
So, yun, kinabukasan, kinuha siya sa Sugo. Yun.
Okay.
Okay.
Opo.
Sa ngayon,
So-
tinutulungan...
Okay. So actually, this is very, very recent. She booked him a hotel and then contacted Rafi Tufo. And from there, Rafi Tufo picked him up from the hotel.
That's very nice.
Well, that's very nice of her.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I got that. So.
Yeah, and it was Sogo Hotel.
siya,
That's why
Lorena,
she
no?
said
Kasi
Sogo.
mukhang meron siyang mga kailangan gawin doon sa embahada. Ina-arrange na namin kasi nanggaling na pala siya doon at actually, nabigyan na siya ng parang advice ng consular office. I'm actually in touch with the embassy right now, John, and they said they gave you instructions on what to do, the
No, I
embassy?
don't got any instructions.
You don't have any instructions?
No.
We will try to get those instructions again so that
Okay.
you will know what to do and what to
Alright.
comply with, di ba?
When I talked to the foreigner immigrants, they told me that I have a delay and I cannot travel without the delays paid.
You, as a Danish national,
Yeah.
actually there's a protocol that
Mm.
needs to be followed.
Yeah.
You need to contact your family so that they know.
Okay, so yeah.
The protocol is at
This
most
is
embassies.
this is the same one. Heidi's very familiar with. She'll tell you right now. It's the same protocol with America.
It's the same as the United States as it is with most
Or
embassies.
British, you call 3 people.
Yeah, well, you have to have the 3 references,
Correct.
and then that's when they help you with the plane tickets. We learned a lot about that with Expat John that went back, and they were trying to get help, and in the end, Paul ended up helping him himself. But you have to have the references in order for them to help, and they do have a protocol. A lot of people think it's instant, and so for about a minute, this guy starts to deny that they were starting to give him help, and then she corrects him, and then he agrees. So
In Denmark. Okay?
I tried to contact.
But the problem is his family in Denmark does not want to help him also.
Yeah.
what happened now is that there needs to be the payment of overstaying fines and of course your ticket
Yeah.
and even the penalties.
I'm very grateful for that.
I went
Oh,
over
that
it.
was-
It was it.
That was
it.
probably the end of it. So yeah,
That was
so
it.
basically in a nutshell, yeah, just stick it down here.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, he ended up getting help and he's going back, but she explained the full protocols for him. But for him, it was just being homeless and some wrong decisions and running out of money. And so there's been more and more homeless expats. There were always issues in the Philippines based on these expats becoming homeless, due to scams or, they ran out of money or other things going on. Post pandemic, with the increase of people coming, the costs are going up. There are more and more scams. There's online crap going on, and there's more and more of a problem. But I think the alcohol hits hard here in the Philippines for multiple reasons. So, but the expats come here. There are several videos in regards to this. Like I was seeing that Paul had did a video last year about expats and alcoholism epidemic. So we're not the only ones to talk about this. Geo, shout out for Geo,
Hey,
broke
Geo.
alcoholic, stuck in the Philippines. There was another one by the Making It Happen vlog where they talked about foreigners and alcohol and everything. So there's been plenty of channels that have discussed this, but it just seems like more and more, and specifically some channels that just outright show their alcohol drinking, which I can think of Snakeback Mountain. I can think of what's his name that always was showing his drinking. He just recently said it was a problem. Overstay Road. Now we know Overstay Road kind of commercializes his stuff with his drinking, but what are you looking for?
A red horse. Oh, it's over
You talking about the big bottle?
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't bringing in the empty. Yeah, it's been in there.
there. No. I have an empty red horse
Well,
bottle.
Go get
Go
your.
get it.
Well, you got your wine bottle with your own photo on it too. That was
Oh, yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
You should've
Well,
brought that in.
it's red. Well, I'm sorry.
Anyway, so Overstay
It's a coin bank.
Road has always shown himself drinking on air. As a matter of fact, recently he says it's become a problem. Now, I didn't sit through the video.
Okay,
This is
okay.
just a thumbnail, but yeah.
Well, full disclosure, guys and girls, because it doesn't matter what your sexuality is or your sexual preference is. Again, you can drink whenever
Thank
you want,
That
however
is
you
true.
want, as long as you're not driving or operating heavy machinery. Okay? Do what you want. You've earned it. Okay? Now, that being said, again, you have to be responsible.
Drink responsibly.
What I'm saying is, if I, for example, not that I do,
Hi, Adam.
first off, I really don't get sloshed. Never has been my thing. But what I'm saying is, if let's say I do get sloshed, I'm not gonna jump in my car. In my younger days, the worst case scenario that I did was I don't drive home. I sleep in the car. I sleep it off. I'm like, you know what?
Well, or
F
yeah.
this. I'm gonna sleep in the back. Don't leave your keys in the ignition. That's illegal. But point being is you don't drive home or drive anywhere else for that matter
And
if
with
you're
these
drunk.
guys being older, it's got to be about health. It's kind of like me and me liking my sugar and drinking up my sugar and going through it.
Well,
Once my health became majorly affected, you kind of need to do something about it. I think a lot of guys
Yeah.
come here and they just overdo it too.
yeah, speaking of sugar, now that's another thing. If you do have a substance abuse issue and you know you can't control it, now most of us or most of the people in chat, I know you guys can control it because otherwise you won't. You're not going to be in this chat right now. You're not going to be watching us right now if you don't have control over yourself.
Hey,
What I'm saying is, if an expat has a substance issue, an abuse issue,
not the country to be in.
correct. This is not the
It's
country to
not
be
a lot
in.
of rehab.
'cause-
Your insurance isn't going to
yeah.
pay for it. Your family's not going to be around.
Everything
and your
is
Filipino
cheap
will
here.
toss you.
Vices are
Unless
cheap
you
here.
need your check, and then when your check doesn't make it, and you don't get it straightened out, then you're gonna get thrown out.
As they say, the 3 B's: beer, booze, and bitches. And
George is all three.
and rugs. No, this is the country to get it cheap. So what I'm saying is, if you can't control yourself,
They
do
said
not
they liked your funeral
you
suit
do not
there.
come to the Philippines,
They like your new funeral suit there,
please.
George.
Oh yeah, thank you for my funeral suit. Yes, and again, vote for me for president. I'll bring back speed drinking. And for those of you who don't know what speed drinking is, you guys do you Heidi, do you remember speed drinking? A lot of you probably don't.
Only you would know.
Okay, speed drinking is in the late 80s, early 90s, where you can drink all you can for $15. Yeah.
What do you got to drink it all in an hour?
No. $15. You're good for the night.
Where at?
Well, okay, it's
Never heard of it.
kind of places like Camden, New Jersey, stuff like that.
Never heard.
But
of
anyway,
it.
point.
Yeah,
No.
ladies' night.
Well, that's where ladies' night came from. Because before speed drinking, ladies' night didn't exist. Okay, guys and girls, for those you are wondering where ladies' night came from,
Right.
the reason why they came up with ladies' night is because that way the women can, get more tipsy sooner, and the guys get more lucky
Just
later.
attracts the guys in also.
So yeah. But anyway, yeah, speed drinking again. It's all you can drink for
First time I heard
for
that.
$15
First time I ever
all
heard
night long.
that, and
No, but here's the thing. You know why they call it speed drinking? Because everybody guzzles the beer for the first hour and gets sloshed the first hour. So therefore, they called it speed drinking.
Gotcha. Isn't Chris said, wait, two Phoenicians? According to the British blogger, only Americans are homeless. Because that's what he likes to cover, besides being in love with me. But yes, there was the female, and then this last guy. that we
Well,
just
I
showed
mean,
on
it's
Rafi.
somewhat unrealistic to say that only Americans are.
That's his shtick, just like he says it's our shtick
I
to talk
mean,
about smack. It's his about the Americans.
So you're
and
yeah,
it's
you're
what he
saying that,
does.
Nigerians, Chinese, Koreans, Japanese, they don't overstay here and become homeless? Of course they do.
Thank you so much, Linda, for the support, guys.
Aw,
And if you guys are not
thanks so much, Linda.
subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And we appreciate that, guys.
Yes, Victor, I have seen a moonshine still. Yeah.
Chose one. I'm going to be the first expat to collect 2,000 pesos for turning in a homeless expat for immigration. It's your dream. You could probably find all kinds to turn in down here, but you may not want to touch them. You probably end up getting crabs or lice.
Oh, I was thinking of like boiling the water up and putting some,
Yeah.
getting it ready. Yeah.
Oh man, I'll snap. I heard the homeless Finland woman is going to be Randy's next housekeeper
Oh, dang.
in a van. Who would get in a van with another foreigner here?
In a van right down by the river.
I'd rather live with George than to do that. Are you scratching like you got crabs? That's
Yes, that's what Chris Farley did.
oh my god.
Well, he was pulling up his pants.
Yeah, he was pulling up his pants.
Hey, good to see you, George. Hello.
Good
Hi. Hello.
morning.
George and Heidi.
Expats traveling abroad are only delaying the inevitable because if they were in the West, they would have already been homeless and destitute. That's true. I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, a lot of people that come here are looking for a less inexpensive way to live. And that was one of our main goals is we didn't want to be stuck like what's going on in the US. Now the rents have doubled and insurance is doubled. It's just no way. It's just extremely expensive to live in the West. And so we thought this would be a more peaceful retirement doing it this way. I seen some guy that retired early at 40 and he said he didn't do it because it was cheap because he was shifting his life. That's the one that said he built that 50,000 house and we said there's no way he got all that land, that oversized wall. He said that it wasn't to live cheaper, that he just wanted to change.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, yeah, right. We didn't believe it was a $50,000 house, but it wasn't worth the coverage of content for this guy. It was just another one of those expats that, the house did not look 50,000 for sure. But it's for the cheaper life and everything. But yes, it means that a lot of guys that are coming here on a desperate level. Like they're already broke with little to no money when they arrive. Some arrive with no pension. Some arrive on credit cards. Some are coming here to live directly out in the province with a Filipina. And for them, somebody making 800, 900 a month, it's a lot of money when they're only getting $200 a month from an OFW family member. And there's a whole slew of people living out there. I get it. And I really do. But I've said this before, it's better than being homeless in the US. But the problem with that is when you guys get here to the Philippines, there's not going to be any nets to fall in. You're not going to have a family member or your friends. So you either have friends and family or both. When you get here, you'll get the generosity of some Filipinos, but all those systems that you're used to, even though the programs are disappearing in your home country, you just don't have nothing. And then you're dealing with the frustration of the banks and the stores and the different things and the everyday life and the flooding and the storms. And there's a lot to deal with all at once. So these guys are coming here and they're getting triple whammy here.
Yeah.
And then they fall into the alcoholism or something else, and it just adds to their problems. They just wake up with a head injury or something.
And also now, speaking of banks, I usually say this whenever the word bank is mentioned. Guys, when you arrive in the Philippines, please, 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 please have more than one bank account. Because
a lot of guys lose their stuff over that.
correct. And for example, they would do a server maintenance. See, unlike in the US, if Wells Fargo decides to do a server maintenance, you're still okay. Here in the Philippines, let's say
Tends to shut
it
down.
it doesn't matter which bank it is, whether it's BDO, Wells Fargo, China Bank, whatever. If they decide to do a server maintenance, your bank card is practically dead. It's
We-
useless everywhere, freaking else,
We
including
have
online.
multiple accounts at the one bank, but Metro, one of them went down. Which one went down and we had no access to it at all?
Well, it varies. I mean, like I said,
Yeah,
it just
some-
depends on when they do maintenance, and like
Let's not be so hard on the alcoholics. I sympathize. Actually, I am being nice today. There was one thing I wanted to focus on all day today about, but the reason it came up is the only biggest reason it came up is because the Finnish girl, that's what she's choosing to do here. I just don't think I'd want to live on the streets of Manila. But I sure the hell ain't getting in no goddamn van with some white foreigner in his Filipina heading out to the province or something. That was just
I
creepy.
guess I should put
Ain't
in.
doing that shit
I
either.
should
I'm
put.
gonna drink and stay with those cats in Manila.
I should put in that addendum. And what I'm saying is, again, nothing against alcoholics because I drink.
I do. I understand.
And what I'm saying is drink when you want, as long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not parting machinery. But this is my addendum: don't be a dick. Because again, reading between the lines with this Finnish girl. Again, reading between the lines, I'm getting this vibe that she's probably a nasty drunk. And some of you guys know who I'm talking about. What I'm saying is everybody has had that know of a guy, not necessarily a friend, not necessarily a family member. They know of a guy that the moment they drink, they just get nasty. And it's so weird.
Yeah.
Or remember, there's opposites, aka
There's
there
happy drunks like
there's
me.
happy
When I
drunks,
have
there's
two,
nasty drunks,
I'll pass out after 2
And
drinks.
actually,
Believe
be
it or
honest with
not.
you, the happy drunks are more dangerous. You know why? Because they can destroy their lives. So what I'm saying is, they're the ones that will, like, a stranger would say, "Hey, can I borrow your car?" "Oh yeah, sure. Here you go." You know what I'm saying? At least a nasty drunk will protect himself. But no, the nice happy drunks, those are the dangerous ones because you have to watch out for them.
Well, how about this deal? In a foreign country, it's not a place to be inebriated all the time. It really isn't.
No,
need to
no.
be on your
You're a
Q's
target,
and
and
P's.
it doesn't
You
matter.
become
Yeah.
a target, whether it's to a
Yeah.
Filipino, another expat, someone takes advantage. And let's be honest, a lot of us have medical issues and already one leg to stand on when we get in this country. Okay, so drinking and not being at the top of your game when you need to be in a foreign country.
No, no.
I mean,
I
then
agree.
you're
I
just a
agree.
walking target. That's the biggest
Yeah,
reason.
and you can't defend
expats-
yourself. Even let's say Jackie Chan, drunken master Jackie Chan, if he's inebriated and somebody corners him and wants to beat him up, there's nothing he can do, drunken master or not. He can't do squat. I use Jackie Chan because Bruce Lee doesn't do well. He doesn't do that kind of stuff, but he likes his coke. You know, just saying, different vices.
Robert said, "Drink all day, hook up with a bar girl, and go home with BD."
That's right. At least it's your VD, not everybody else VD. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, overweight, mostly beer belly. Yeah, for the guys it is. Yeah, like me, I'm just chunky all over from my junk food. Like I said, not knocking that
What junk
everybody
food?
doesn't have. Well, not for the last couple months, but the thing is like I said, I'm not without my own addictions and my own struggles over the years as far as weight. Ever since I was like 17 years old, I've been struggling, and it's like the yo-yo dieting, watching. And for the most part, believe it or not, the last few years I have been watching, but I fall right back into that trap. I'm eating pizza and all that. And I get it's not easy. I'm not saying that people aren't without their own struggles, or me or anybody else. So that is for sure.
Sun Mig Light. Yeah, I guess Sun Mig Light is good. It's light beer.
Me and NordVP are gonna
No
fight.
rum, I'm out. Well, no. There's añejo rum 65 is what they call it.
Good
Now, for those of you who are
morning.
wondering what añejo means, it's ironic. The name of the rum is called añejo rum 65. Now, añejo, just so you
Thank
guys
you
know,
so much, Linda. We appreciate
is
the support.
rum that is aged in oak barrels, and that's what they do for añejo rum 65. So it's actually a very nice, robust, oaky taste, sweet rum. It's probably, in my opinion, one of the better rums you've ever tasted.
Sperlin said, "I miss the days of playing chess with buddies while drinking."
Oh
Loser
my
hates
gosh, I miss playing chess. I love chess, man.
And like I said, there's
I love
nothing
chess.
wrong as it's responsible, but what we're hearing is expats are doing it so bad, their Filipinos are throwing them out. It happens in the US that's so bad that they're drinking up all their money and they end up making bad mistakes here in Walking Street and other parts of the Philippines. And it just goes from there, just like really bad decisions. It's not the place to
Yeah,
do it.
chess is that game where you bring in the bar
Hey,
girl in
Victoria.
the VIP room and take turns, right?
We play dominoes. We have dominoes here, so it's one of our.
No,
We have all
Dominoes is
kinds of
great.
board
Dominoes is
games.
great. And no, in all seriousness, I did play
Chosen
with the
one.
chess masters in
Here's chosen
back
one.
here, yeah.
Woohoo! We love white women.
Right?
Who
No.
doesn't? Especially one that gets like a snippet.
Aw.
No more white women for you, George.
What?
George has got a whole.
You're the only white
hair.
woman for me.
That's not what you said 10 years ago.
Oh well, I had, you know.
George
Oh,
likes tall white women. Oh, 1 second. Shut up, George. She's never good at that. Oh, no lip syncing.
oh, is that what that is? Sorry.
Yeah, I know I'm incognito. Can you guys see me?
Nope, can't see you.
Screw you, George. And the horse, the red horse you ran on
All right.
and left on. Another great game to play while drinking is spades. Spades is my thing, man. I was like prison champ on that shit.
Oh my gosh, some British guy I was talking to the other day, and he said
You gonna give up that corn?
he asked like, "Hey
Say,
George,
George,
what game is pokies?" I'm like, "Are you?" In my head, I was like, "Are you kidding me? You don't know what pokies is?"
watch this.
Oh my gosh.
George, say it with feeling. Say, you gonna eat that cornbread? Just say.
Are you gonna eat that cornbread?
What movie? That was the one with I forgot the name of the movie. We just seen it the other day with Eddie Murphy in it. Him and what's his name were in jail.
Huh?
Anyways, he says, you gonna eat that cornbread? So anyways, who doesn't love color women too? I do. I like them. I like them a
Hey,
lot.
I'm just saying, it doesn't matter
I love when
what
George puts
what
on a
color
wig.
they are. There's always like the same old move.
Same move.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Same. Let me demonstrate.
That was a funny.
It's like
move.
this. Boom. Yeah. That's
You scared my dog down there.
That's-
Look at poor Mary down
just
there,
just make sure
guys.
you get a good grab of her when you do the
You probably just made somebody.
boom. Because then she's gonna buck. You know?
You're gonna make somebody spit out their coffee, and we're gonna lose the $5
2
we
in the
get
pink,
for this
1
live
in
stream.
the stink. Or you can do the reverse. 1 in the pink, 2 in the stink. Pow!
You'll be fired for the rest of the year if I hear anything from YouTube.
Or
today.
you can do the double. 2 in the pink, 4 in the stink. Pow! Wah! Wata! Wata! Pearl Harbor attack. Wata!
The cat.
Wata!
Cat jumped on you at the same time. When you did that, the cat fell. Cat said, "I'm learning something today, people." Today's video and live stream is brought to you by Red Horse and
Tater tot.
Tater Tot. Poor George beat that cat up. That's what really happened.
Here's Tater tot.
I'll be glad when those mugs showed up. We got some special mugs coming up for you guys. We haven't done any special mugs. You know what we need to do? I know we did like one short for the people that have been donating stickers. I need to go through and find who's done the most stickers and the most support of the channel. We'll get like 3 mugs of those people. Get their permission. We'll use your mugs on our mugs for top supporters of the year.
Oh,
We
yeah,
are
that's a
getting
great
Christmas.
idea.
Yeah, because now that we're at the end of the year and Christmas,
Well,
we can
some
do
of them
mugs of the year.
Some of them may or may not want to be shown. Whoa.
What'd you do? Hit the music?
No. Oh, no, it did. Why did it do that?
I don't know, because you're a bad operator.
Yeah.
Smooth operator.
You're right.
No need to ask you a smooth operator. Thank you so much, Chosen One. Appreciate your support. We're going to put your mug on a mug anyways.
Right. Do we even have a photo of it?
In my memory, one that I use every other night.
Okay, there you go.
You go from the bottom.
All right, so right now we have Chosen One, number 1. And then we have second win is number 2. And hey, Linda, you're number 3 right now.
Shout out to Expat John. His Filipino ran his pockets too. Yeah, so many expats going down. Man, that was a hot mess.
Thank you so
because
much,
he
Chosen
built
One.
land. He built something on land that wasn't even family land. It was squatted land. That's like the end of the end, guys. Who builds on squatter land?
Okay. Should I like? I don't know. I feel like I should shut up at this point because I don't want to be mean. No. I'm talking about what you're saying.
Why don't you just be about it? Because you know I'm gonna be about it. Because you ain't paying. You know, people like Heidi. Why do you keep saying that you ain't making no money and you keep bragging that you don't and talking about it and give me sticker money? Oh shit, I do this shit for free, man.
Here's how it goes, guys.
I talk shit about you for free. Just say it, spit it out, man.
I'm not gonna tell you to do something that I won't do myself.
I'm gonna be like the next Osbournes. I want to see you come at it, man. Like the kids cussing their own parents out and shit. You afraid too much what people think about you. Do you get paid enough to shut your trap? You don't shut your trap when it comes down to cussing me out. Like, F you and all that. What are you talking about? You better go sit your ass down, white woman.
Why don't you give me a live bat so I can bite the head off?
Nobody said that. I just want you to say it like it is.
Okay. No, okay. Again, and Heidi knows this. Anybody who's known me in real life will tell you this, that I'm the kind of guy who will never ask you to do something that I've never done, or I will never tell you not to do something that I won't do, if that makes any sense. What I'm getting at is I will never build something on land that is not mine.
He won't
Period.
even build an extra doghouse on this rental land here. I asked him to build something else. He goes, you know what? He goes, we may move in a year or two. I'm not building anything here. I was like, damn, it's just a doghouse.
Well, actually, you have to get down. But anyway,
So I'm taking that scrap with me.
actually, you'd be surprised how heavy doghouses are, depending on the. Okay. Anyway, let's not get into that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, please do yourself a favor. Whatever
Probably
you
out to
do,
the
do
province.
not build anything unless you have papers stating it's property land that's owned either to you or your wife or your husband, whatever. Please do yourself a favor. Now, also remember, there's ownership and there's rights. Those are two different things. Rights doesn't mean you own it. Rights just means you have the right to be there. However, okay, you're like, what's the difference? Well, the difference is they can take away the rights whenever they feel like it. Okay? Rights is usually owned when they give you rights. I'll try to be as fast as I can. When they give you rights, it's usually owned by the government and they give you the right to live on that land. However, the government can decide to take away that land, say, for whatever reason. Doesn't matter, whatever reason it is. Get it? So what I'm saying is, if you build a house on land that's you're living on rights, the next day the government can come in. It's like, okay, you guys have to, move. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's what I'm saying. Do not, please. Again, this doesn't affect me. This doesn't affect Heidi. Do not
It's going to affect
build.
you. You put your hand on me one more time.
Hey,
Straighten my wig up, please.
okay. Yeah. Do not build anything unless you own the land. Rights is not the same thing. Please. Again.
5-star resort.
Yeah. Don't burn bridges at home. Just saying. Correct. Don't burn bridges at home.
We talked about that
Yeah.
the other day, and it's a real thing. A lot of people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, it's different than." But what I was saying back then is, when you sell everything and you walk away from the family, kind of you're doing all the same thing. Because if you ain't got nowhere to stay and you got to go back, you're more than likely staying with the family. If they pissed at you too, then you're full of shit. So you just out shit upside down with a bald head is what's going on, guys. Because it ain't no joke. But the Philippines is no joke either. It ain't no joke. It's no joke. I'm one tough bitch, and I'm gonna tell you what. I've been broke down several times since I've been here, as far as being upset about stuff. And now I'm just it's 50% my DNA to say it's not my problem. You remember when everything was my problem? The kids that were messing with our car across the street, or doing something in the yard, or setting a fire across the street, or in the trash, or breaking something outside our gate. And George's like, just let them be. I'm like, how can you even be like that? I was like super uptight when I got here. Now just like, not my problem. And I'm like half passive now. Like it's just like, okay, no big deals. Like nobody comes in my door and puts their hands on me. I'm okay. I'm really okay with it. But it's like, until it affects what's going on the inside, then you got to let it go here. It's like that in the US, but it just felt like I had more rights. Actually, I didn't realize how many rights I didn't have in the United States, right, babe? Remember I was telling you, with everything that I'm learning about the United States, I'm like, wow, I didn't have any rights? Pretty much not. We just have the illusion of freedom in the United States, right? We have the illusion. Are you pleading the fifth on that one, and the 13th and the 14th?
Oh, I can't even plead the fifth because
we have an illusion. You did agree when I said that. I used to feel safer.
ICE might bust in the door. Just saying.
Right? That's been a new thing on Instagram and TikTok and shorts on YouTube. It's like, it's because we said the wrong thing. Boom! Somebody comes through the door, and it feels like what the hell?
Okay, I hate to say this. I've noticed a lot of YouTube.
It's like we're getting to have more freedom in the Philippines than the US.
And don't get me wrong, I get it.
At least nobody enforces law. I was listening, real quick. I was listening to Our Philippine Journey. Hi, Mike and Arlen. He said the truth that there are laws here, but he kind of went through about, but they're not enforced, like the helmet and the things about the no littering, no giving to the homeless, and all of that. It's like the laws are there, but nobody's really enforcing the situation.
Right.
So
And here's the thing again, and some of you may or may not have noticed this. There's a lot of YouTubers that are in the US right now. US YouTubers. I don't know about Philippine YouTubers. That kind of watch what they say. Now again, it doesn't matter whether you're pro or anti, because it's irrelevant. But the point being is they watch what they say because they're afraid. The fact that they're afraid, that's a sign in my book. What I'm saying is, they're afraid to be
Yes.
canceled. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And you can see it. It's obvious. It's like they don't want to say anything. And I'm not, for example, like this channel. This channel's not a political channel by any means. But what I'm saying is,
not really.
a lot of
except for when
well,
wrong actions are
but-
done,
well,
no
see,
matter
that's what I'm saying.
Democrat or Republican.
that's what I'm saying.
We're kind of like a lot of YouTube channels. We're just going to cover pretty much what's going on.
Well, we're just
Like,
saying what's current, and it doesn't matter whether it's Biden or Obama. Point being is, it doesn't matter
who was
who's on
that guy?
power.
Who
We'll
was
talk
the
about him.
neutral guy?
If it was Reagan, we'll talk about him.
Who was the neutral guy? What was that? There was an older white guy that ran that was the in-between independent forever. Screen. Oh, I forgot his name. I don't know.
That could be anybody. I don't know.
I can't remember his name, but
Yeah.
he
But
ran forever as an independent.
Point being, again, I'm not anti or pro or anything like that, but be aware that remember that be proud for those Americans. Be proud that you're an American, and remember the First Amendment is gold, and that's the thing that you guys have to protect.
What First Amendment is that?
Huh?
What's the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech. And the fact,
Exactly.
and what I'm getting at is, again, whether you're pro or not, it doesn't matter. Point being, nobody should be canceled because you don't agree with them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not anti or pro by any means. I'm just
Nobody,
saying.
not here, not there, not anywhere. But I believe in the freedom all the way around. People should be able to go where they want, when they want, as long as they're, like I said, they're abiding by
Right.
rules and do it right.
Yeah. Now I'm not being hypocritical here, and what I'm saying is, this is not.
Rhodesia's and some.
We're not talking about the
Yeah.
Philippines, if that makes any sense. What I'm saying is,
But are you feeling now that you've returned home to your home country? Do you feel you're having more freedoms here than you possibly would there?
right now, yes. Right now, at this moment, yes. But
We're very
back,
glad we've returned.
what I'm saying is, back then I was okay too. But things change. Everywhere it changes. So. Yeah.
Okay.
Different
So I
change.
got
I
an
got an
embassy
embassy
flight
flight.
from Afghanistan to Jordan. Didn't pay a cent. Was you in the military? How'd you manage that?
Huh?
I'm not sure.
Well, even if he was in the military, you can't get a free ride unless he's active duty. You can't go on a MAC flight. No.
I wouldn't say all, but it's a consensus why the biggest losers end up in the Philippines, and the U.S. expats are the biggest losers. Okay, well, that was a little harsh. No, I would not
Well,
say
I wouldn't say that. Actually,
the
most of the ones that
American
we
expats,
cover or know about are usually not
not
US.
Americans.
They're not Americans, actually. I'm not going to say which country.
Mark,
In our personal opinion,
that's a
has more,
consensus of others,
but-
but I wouldn't say. I would say we're the most hated and the most judged and the most picked on and the most. But besides that, I
agree with
know.
Heidi. Yes.
I think it's.
Because remember,
I think
again,
it's
and I'm not picking on anybody, but what I'm saying is, remember, for the most part, most Filipinos think that all Caucasian people are Americans. So, unfortunately, by default, they think whether you're Canadian or you're Danish or whatever. Most Filipinos think you're American because they can't tell the difference between the accents and features and stuff like that. Kind of like you guys. A lot of you guys can't tell the difference between
Avon
Asians. You know what I'm
calling.
saying? They can't tell between a Chinese, a Korean, and Japanese. Asians can, but most Westerners can't. So I'm just saying. Dudes from Denmark, I'm jealous.
Yeah, all these homeless must have bad credit. It seems nobody has a credit card if was going abroad. They usually spend it. Like when they get here, they don't bring any extra cash. They literally buy a ticket and live on a credit card, just hang out at Angel City. It's crazy. It's really surprising how many guys don't bring any money at all.
Bon
when they're
Jovi rules,
visiting.
living on a prayer.
It's really amazing. And I thought us bringing X amount of money, I mean, it was crazy. But these guys come with nothing, and their pensions are small. Some of them, like extremely small, like Peachback Mountain. According to him, it's $900 a month. I couldn't imagine attempting to come over at any point on $900. I just heard Gio saying the other day that somebody asked him in his live stream, his birthday live stream, asked him about an amount, and he said he does good on the 2,000, like as far as traveling, that it's a fairly good amount. Yeah, as a single person, I would agree. But I would still think if you're holding down a place, you know, and you're just not living hotel and giving up the current rent and everything, if you're paying rent and all these other things and you're keeping up with immigration, all that, and traveling, it would still make it pretty tight. Depends on how you guys are wanting to live and stuff. But yeah, the 2,000 a month situation, but they're not doing this. They're coming on less than 1,000. They're coming on 1,100. I don't even know how they're doing it.
Well,
It's really risky.
I don't pay rent.
No, you don't, do you?
You don't pay rent either.
Nope, I don't.
Yeah, we live rent free in a lot of these expats' heads.
To the other eye. Right.
Watch out! Watch out!
That's it. You're
Watch
fine.
out! Watch out! Watch
It's not
out!
that cat jumps
Watch
up.
out!
Here, you can use the monkey as a look. Here's your monkey over there. Show
What? Oh, my King Kong
your King Kong that we brought from the U.S. Yeah, an example.
demonstration. Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Here, let the dog smell.
Aw, Mary's spelling the. Okay, this is our
It's
statue
made
for.
of real gold.
This
We'll
is
cash it
this
in
is our
later.
statue of Harambe. Long live Harambe.
It is actually.
Harambe the king.
I'm surprised he made it.
No. Okay. No, we
He took
shipped
that trip
we
to
shipped this
Philippines.
guy, and no, he made it.
Yeah, but you had to fix him. The top of his head was cracked. Remember? That is a picture you did that when we first got here.
Yes.
The top of his head did get
Well, it's
cracked.
hard to see, but you can see there's a.
Looks like he got a partial mohawk.
Yeah, he does have a partial mohawk. I mean, my resources
Leaving
here are limited.
Denmark for the Philippines is diabolical. Yeah, but they've got mean white women there. That's probably why he left. A lot of the guys are coming here for controllable wussy. That's bottom line is a lot of guys know they can come here and control it and stuff. It's where it is. Is that something?
No.
Oh. No, it's true. It is actually the truth. So if a guy left a perfectly good country where everything's got it going on, there had to be a reason. Vacation's one thing, but he's been here multiple times.
Yeah. Second one says they got kicked. You can put it up
Where?
right there. Yeah, they got kicked because they got no money anymore. No money. No money. No money.
No money, no money, no money. And people just get mad because we just put it out there. It's like, you guys broke. We hear this all the time.
We call
You
it as it
broke,
is.
And you got issues and you got substance problems and you got this. Yeah, not anymore,
Are we-
bitches. And it never freaking was. We got a message the other day about that. They were like, oh, but you have all
No,
these
that's-
substance. I've
it's
never
all
had a
lies.
substance.
It's really sad. They have to make up stuff.
No, even if they're trying to go by the information they have, it was never
Right.
a substance issue. So,
No, I wouldn't defend myself. I'm
like
just saying,
15
it's-
medications I was
it's
on
all
back in the
lies
day,
anyway.
and it's all for medical
and
conditions.
blatantly. I mean, you can actually go, whatever. Anyway.
But anyways, more money. Filipinos can't get my money. I love money more than them, right? Yes,
There you
I
go.
agree.
What was that? The Drake song? Like, I'm sorry, I love my mom more.
It said the Danish embassy sent him a cinnamon roll home. Probably sent him a Danish roll.
Right?
Yeah, walking ATM. No, gotta be. I mean, we didn't mind. Like I said, what happened is when I was down, what was it? Just a couple. We've been on this now. I think what 3 months. I missed renewing it by 1 day. It was manual on StreamYard that I was doing, and it went from 25 to 50. The new cost is what 49 per month when you do it by. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying double for StreamYard. We're already out X amount for all of our apps and storage and buying SD cards and all that. And I'm like, I'm not paying $50 for StreamYard. I'm just not. We make $5 to $10 a live stream. I'm not paying 50 a month for StreamYard. And so now they're offering a percentage off for the next year. Well, we'll go ahead and do it now. This stuff is getting ridiculous. We've definitely there's other streaming software. The other ones are a little more complicated, and the one we want to use is just too much. But I think we'll go back to StreamYard for a little bit. So, come on, Heidi, you know it. You know it's all George's fault. He picked that software. Actually, it was me that picked it. After that happened, we needed another one. If it was up to George, he would just pay the $50. That's the simple
Actually,
answer.
no, I would pick OBS.
Well, we have it. It's just a little bit more. It's not as complicated.
Okay. For those of you who are okay, if long story short, okay, the StreamYard is really basic. No frills, no extras, no nothing. OBS is the opposite of basic. It's more complicated, more options. This is the one in between. So, for example, if I decide, remember, for those of you who saw our live when we use OBS, we changed
happens a lot.
we
James.
changed our faces. We have that option where me and Heidi can become
Cartoon characters.
horses or
Yeah, there's a
cartoon
lot of
characters,
extras.
or Baby George, as you guys, the ones that have been watching us for a long time. We had Baby George on, which basically a filter on live. And what I'm saying is, OBS has more options, but it's more complicated. This is the in between, so it's not as complicated as OBS, but it's not as basic as StreamYard.
Yeah, probably even more. And especially for those like us that he sold his motorcycle,
I would
multiple
say
cars.
a little bit more than that.
We, first month's last month deposit. George has children in the U.S. We're adult children. Same with me. And it was not cheap for them to move the last time.
Now,
and
well,
it could cost that just to get into a new
here's
place.
the thing. The issue is
First
for
month,
example,
last
Expat
month's
John.
deposit.
Okay. Did he have enough when he arrived here? Yes. However, when he smelled that usi, he was whipped. He's done. He's screwed. And what I'm saying is,
he bought
the moment he bought that scooter,
bought a scooter.
killed his budget.
Well, here's the thing. We started watching the other videos surrounding Expat John. For those that didn't know him, it was covered by Old Dog. He had a Filipina that already had a baby. He came here in a relationship. I believe it was online. He had twins with her. Lived on the family's land, squatted land, invested all the rest. What do you have? 20, 30,000, 40? He had 20,000.
He had enough to survive long
for 2
enough
or 3
for
years
his,
without any complication.
for
No
his Social
babies,
Security.
no relationship.
Right, that's the
And
catch.
then
That's the
bought
caveat.
the scooter. He got into a relationship. He had a baby. And also what we found out is that he kept going and staying at hotels when they would get into fights, which was all the time. You guys don't think Filipinas don't get into scraps with you or cause problems? Oh, please. And then he was out drinking all the time. She said she was talking to us for an entire 24 hours before the group of them over there said, you need to shut up. You said too much. Because she said she wasn't getting any money from the group. She said that he wasn't giving her any money. They were collecting money and she didn't get nothing for them and them babies. And she said, oh, by the way, he's always at the bars drinking. He spends most of his time sleeping outside the house. So he was just blowing through his money and he went through it quick. Next thing you know, the Dumaguete group took him in, put him in a hotel. He was up there eating good, getting dental work. And they were saying, hey, we're getting diaper money and food money and she's being taken care of. And she says, no, we're not. The moment we opened our trap about that, then we was lying once again. And then all of a sudden she stopped. But we had screenshots. We had all that information where she was feeding it to us. And that was a whole nightmare. Then Paul got into taking a bunch of money in for him, and then they turned on him. There was a whole deal where they were like, hey, you really are making a lot of money. Yeah, he got millions of views for the 10 videos plus that he had done about him. But he did help get him back to the United States. People that Paul knew back there took him in, and he ended up getting his Social Security and working and everything. And if it wasn't for the help, he wouldn't have got that far either. So it's, it was a hot mess on that story. That was going on during the pandemic. Didn't that all start like in the mid-pandemic when we first got here?
Just on the very end, yeah.
Tail end,
But
yeah.
the problem is with John, again, I'm not judging him or any means, because I get it. I really do. The stuff he says is not full disclosure. For example, the differences are, these are the obvious ones, or this is the obvious ones. He said, "Whoa, well, I had a house built in their property, yada yada yada." Which in reality, what happened?
I was reading this comment.
Okay,
I was reading. the
he
next
did
one.
not have a house built in their property. All he did was add an extra room
Correct.
on the
He
second
kept saying
floor.
he built a whole house. Yes, it
Correct.
was an addition
So
on squatted land.
right.
And a
So
house
point
built
being
on.
is, you have to realize that this is not just John. This is a lot of expats. It's annoying, and it really breaks my heart, because it brings this is why we started this channel in the first place, or rather we stirred this channel, because we've had this channel more for me and Heidi, just between the two of us.
That and expat
And-
help and
well,
exposing things that go on that are a
that's
lesson.
what I'm getting at. The reason why we went that way is because here's the problem. A lot of times expats lie. For example, John says, "Oh, I had the house built on this property." No,
Yeah, he kept telling people that
you
he built the house
added
for everybody.
an
and he
extra
didn't.
room on the
That's
second
not
floor.
building a
Big
house.
difference.
Right.
And when usually an expat says, "Check out my house. This is my house." I would say 90% of the time it's just a rental or an Airbnb. So
Yeah,
point
that
being
happens
is
too.
they just exaggerate and flat out lie to you guys.
Which
And
was going
and
to
it
be the coverage we were talking about. There is 20%. How did I put that? 20% of reality is what the truth is. There's really not a lot of it. It's like what's being put out in social media. And
God, I
sometimes
hate
it just
it.
spins in a ghost like.
check out my
You notice
car.
like whether it's the Epstein thing or something about Trump or something about rentals here or all these things that are like stuff that I wouldn't have seen all the people like CNN and Fox and all these guys cover. They're covering every single thing now. Every single thing. And then it goes on forever. And it's like only 10-20% of it is reality. And there's the reality, there's your truth, our truth, and somewhere out there that small percentage of reality remaining. And it's just like everybody's just like hanging on it. And crazy part is nobody looks into it. Nobody, if they would just watch 2 or 3 videos from the same people, it'd be like it's just like they're going with the soup or the color of the day. They're drinking the Kool-Aid, and that's on you guys. We, like I said, we put this shit out for free. Is where we're actually at on it.
Right. Now Robert Goodson says, if a $3,000 scooter broke you, then you did not start out with enough. Well, again, remember it's a matter of your.
I think he only brought 20,000,
Well-
including monthly rentals. He had his money divided in a 24-month period down to food. So yes, if you bought that scooter, that would probably mess you up. And he didn't include immigration. He had a list of
yeah,
what he
that's
was
what I'm
paying.
saying. If
So no.
he was, well, again, responsible. First off, you're right. He probably should have had extra, but he didn't. But could he have survived with the money he walked in with? Yes. However, here's the catch. The budget is on the line, meaning he cannot deviate or go higher than the budget. The moment he does, he's dead. And that's what he did.
Yeah, still the candy bar from 7-Eleven, get deported, free plane ticket back home, right? Well, here's the thing. The reality is I'm to understand is if you do, you're still responsible for your ticket for deportation. Philippines, as I'm to understand, doesn't pay for the deportation. Aren't all these guys didn't?
They'll just hold you in there.
Yeah, you get held until you pay for your own ticket.
They just hold you in there.
Yeah, Philippines isn't always paying. I don't know.
It's not a, what do you call it?
I don't think it's a free deportation here.
Well, even in the U.S., they just hold you.
I thought Overstay had to pay for his own deportation.
Yeah.
when they held him. Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
not dealing with immigrant problems.
They just hold you there.
So you'll just sit there forever until something goes on. That's for sure. Yep, like that. Yeah. George for president again.
Oh
The
my
girl with long hair is cute. She can buy me lunch.
Oh, right, right. Well, she can't afford to buy you lunch. She is an OFW, so.
I don't want to be public relations. I don't want to be in any relations.
Oh,
No, usually
damn.
they do lose a lot of weight. Yeah. My 10 years living here, no drama. Well, that's pretty sweet. It's not always the people causing drama itself. It's the drama that happens in their own lives. It mostly starts with inside of a relationship. Always starts out with the key word. I met a girl online. Isn't that how most of the stories we've been covering? I met this girl online. And, and then one in the pink and one in the stink.
Watcha!
Thank you.
Watcha!
That's how it starts.
Watcha!
And then when the
Pearl
money
Harbor
runs,
attack, double attack. Watcha!
you scaring the puppy, George. George, you scaring the puppy down there. She's hidden
Mary?
behind your suit there.
Of
Your
course you'd
funeral
be scared.
suit.
That's what I do when you're asleep.
That's how it starts out, guys. Those two
Watcha,
phrases.
Mary. Watcha!
No, leave Mary. It's time for her to get another. It's almost time for her haircut. I don't know. I was going to clip her the other day, and I like her when her hair grows in.
She's such a good girl. Look at her.
She's been clearing the bed. It's been wild. Like it took her a while to clear the couch, but the bed's got to be how tall is that? 20 inches? 22? I don't know how she clears the bed, but it's because there was a snack up there the other day, and she cleared it, and I said, "Oh no, you're not getting up in bed with us at night." So. Yes, very beautiful country. No, people do bring their problems. I agree. I agree. And it's a daily struggle for some people. The alcoholism, the mental health problems, the problems of just not adjusting or just being hateful or having a problem. You know, one thing that I had learned, and I've learned even most recently, is that I did have an attitude when I got here. It was too hot. It was too crowded. It was too loud. And I kept saying to George every 5 minutes, why can't it be like this? Or why can't it, it was, wasn't it? I mean, everything
Well, that's
was
an adjustment thing,
oh,
but
it was rough. And so I was going through that. What is the word that I'm missing? Entitlement. When people put that entitlement thing on Westerners, it does happen. Some do really well, or they think they're doing well till their Filipina puts them in line, says, no, you do this and that and this and that. Here's the thing. We should get some credit because our entire lives were in the West. We were used to the AC and the privileges and things being where it was, coming to us and conveniences of the deliveries and the foods and the fast foods and all that. And then we get here and life comes to a grinding halt. It's like you go back 20, 30 years when you hit the Philippines. And the expectations versus reality is a big gap. And if you would tell me that my rent was going to be the same price as the US and there wasn't some conveniences of things being inexpensive and happy people around all the time, then I'd be gone. I would be here because George is from the Philippines and he gets to spend time with his family and all of that. But I'm pretty sure if George found out that our rent was going to triple, would you stay here still? Or
No,
would you
but-
consider the U.S. or going to Mexico?
Well, I
again?
mean-
Cost. I mean, you're spending time with your family now, but I don't think it was strictly for
that's
that.
somewhat like a moot point at this point, but
Right. So if everything got super expensive with the same infrastructure and everything else, then things aren't as
right. No.
peachy.
Yeah, of
Everybody
course.
has their reasons. Like some guys don't care about the infrastructure, the heat, the medical, or nothing because they're here to get some punani.
And
Others come here because they're just wanting to be in a relationship. They do like the cost of medical. They do like the cheap rent. Everybody's got their reasoning
yeah,
of
and
being here.
yeah, and like I said, I've always said this even while we were in the U.S. If you have issues and if you have problems, if you are too addicted to coke, It doesn't matter where you are, you're there. What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter where you are. Whatever problems you have,
Mm-hmm.
you're still there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Yeah, I
You know what I'm
mean,
saying?
they're still here with me. Now, I don't know if you meant overstated stop drinking, dude, or if you meant overstay. Then probably 2 videos ago, he said he still was. I didn't watch the entire video.
Well,
So
okay.
he
Well,
made that statement, and he's always had a problem, according to him, with drinking.
well, whether he has a problem or not, point being is, I'm just saying again.
I thought he stopped drinking too, till I seen a recent video
That's
that
what I'm
said
getting
he is
at.
again.
Be aware,
I need to stop
it's an
drinking.
ongoing stopping thing. That's what I was getting at. Is it's not a. It's kind of like smoking. Have you ever met somebody who says, "I'm gonna quit smoking," and then the end? That's it. No, it's they have to go through these stop gaps where they're gonna smoke, and then they're gonna, oh, I'm gonna quit, and then they have this good time,
Yeah, 2 days ago,
and
bro,
then
I
and then
need to
and then
quit
they're gonna smoke
drinking.
again. What I'm saying is, it's not as easy.
My life and health have hit rock bottom 2 days
Right.
ago.
It's not as easy as people think. So
No, it's not. It's
this
the
is an
same as
ongoing
sugar,
thing.
or
It's
people
really
are
hard.
addicted
It's
to
really
eating a
hard.
lot of junk food or oily food,
Well, it's kind
or
of like
sodas, or
it's
too
kind
many
of like
aspirins, or
if I have
too
to
many
quit
women.
eating rice, you know what I'm saying? It's
That's
the
true.
same thing. No, fact. It's the same thing, literally. Do I have to eat rice to survive and to live? No.
And
But
we
guess what? I love rice, and
Well, look at the situation like this. We were talking about Peachback Mountain and that guy out in the mountain drinking all the time and stuff. And I would know the struggle because I know that would be hard. Here's the thing, I gave up drinking. It wasn't easy. I've been a drinker and quit drinking. There's a lot of things. And then the challenge goes the opposite. Let's see you cut out on everything. No more sugar, no more fast food, not another packaged food. Give up all sweet drinks and only drink water and fresh coconut juice. Try all of that for the last 3 months and see who can last 3 months with giving everything up. No alcohol, no cigarettes, all of that. I bet you 8 out of 10 of you drop out in 3 months. It's not the easiest. It takes willpower, and I'm not the strongest either because I do it for a few months and then somehow I revert back. So I get if overstay, quit and started, quit and started. It's we were watching. Not we. I had watched one of those 600-pound lives the other day that came up on TLC, and they said that most cannot stick to that 1,200 calorie a day. No snacks, no other drinks, but water and exercising twice a day.
how much is 1,200 calories?
It's
That doesn't
nothing,
sound like a
George.
lot.
It's not. It's 400 per meal, and an egg's got close to 100 calories in
'Cause
it. It's not. You have to eat salads. Pretty much, it's a salad. So what I'm saying is, you guys couldn't stick to it either. Now, I thought
no,
about how some of them get up to
that's
6, 7, 800
no, that's really
pounds or
difficult.
something. No, it's extremely dieting is difficult. Giving up alcohol, giving out smoking. So I get why the guys are coming here, but why they're coming here and they got these issues and they're not giving up these things. It's commendable for those that can actually change, but like I said, for how long? So
Yeah, no, that's really hard to do.
no, all of it. Well, any of it. Try exercising twice a day. A lot of people can stick with something for a week or 2 weeks, but usually people fall apart.
Well,
Just giving up sugar by itself. And guys are smoking.
the exercise,
Like the guy up in Peachback Mountain, he not only smokes extremely a lot, he drinks all day long. So according to his own videos. And if he had to give up one or the other, talking about me, the Walmart Karen hog and all that eats all day long, it's like, okay, give up your smoking and cigarettes and then give me a call. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not easy doing any of them. So, but to bring these extra habits here are bad. Like for me, it's, I came here and packaged food and sugar is all over the place, sugar and salt and all that. And as soon as I got in the country, I've gained 50 pounds easy. And it's just like it's like, oh my God, all this street vending food, all the cakes they got here in the Philippines, all the rice dishes, and I don't come from a skinny gene, that is for sure. So it's just like, especially now, but it's tough, guys. It's really tough. So I get how these guys end up in a certain way, or Chosen One says he'll be the next sick grandpa 2.0, right? There you go.
He's in Germany right now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. No, he
sick
travels
grandpa.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it really is. Is tourism even recovering? I don't see them. A lot of overstaying expats have been a long time issue. Yes, it has been. I don't really feel that it is. I think a lot of them are going to other countries. Like they're getting into going to Thailand, they're getting into going to Vietnam is the biggest one I keep hearing. And now that Cambodia and Thailand are in a battle right now, it's not going to get easier for Thailand as far as bringing in.
I don't know. I see a lot of Americans, period. So I can't really.
Yeah, but probably not as good as it should have recovered. It's an infrastructure thing. It's a weather thing. There's a mix of reasons why the Philippines. I think the biggest thing that holds the guys here is cheap women, cheap
Well,
food,
yeah, that's. I'm not.
and the English
I'm
barrier.
not arguing with
and
that.
because it's
All
an
I'm
American
saying is,
colony. You know, they
I
like
see
the
a lot of
convenience.
Americans, period. So that's
Yeah.
I can't really go
Yeah.
against, that tourism is down.
Yeah.
In fact, this morning I saw two.
Izzy and Chris says he gets all of his news from sick grandpa, right? I wonder how much he pays Apple to be his girlfriend for the month. She is a solid Apple. You talking about Apple Hernandez? Or is there another Apple? I know there's some girl that comes up in our feed called Apple Hernandez or something. No, Sick Grandpa puts that truth out there too. He called out that guy. By the way, another channel just recently called out that 3-year in jail thing that Australian British guy put out that we covered, that the P and everybody else. Oh God, who just covered? They just covered it a day ago, and he totally called it out. The Filipina said there's no way he'd be in jail for 3 years, and it didn't go through the barangay.
Oh
and a
no,
settlement
no.
and all
Any-
of that.
Any legitimate Filipino that's touched grass, meaning
Richie abroad that comes
yeah,
into our room.
any
Richie abroad,
Filipino
check him
who's
out.
touched
He
grass
said
will
he
tell
said
you.
there's no way. He goes, I call that bullshit.
No,
He
it's
used
BS.
bullshit on
It's BS.
He said it's BS that
It's
there's
BS.
somebody that's been in jail
You
for
can
3
never
years
go to
here over
jail
arguing. He
because
says
there's
it's
somebody yelled at
nonsense.
you. Ever.
Yeah.
The only way that would happen if I yelled at Bong Bong Marcos and threatened
And
him.
even then, you're liable to be on the outside.
Point being is no. That's
it's not like
that's
that
BS.
anymore.
Okay, again, for those
Hey,
of you
good
who have any
morning.
logical side in their part of the brain, okay, which I'm sure I would say 98% of you are.
Jose.
Here's how it works. When you yell and curse somebody out, at worst case scenario, that's a misdemeanor. And not a misdemeanor. It's a civil case. You know what that means?
Yeah,
Civil
happy hour.
cases, you will never touch jail. You won't even touch the bars of jail.
And there's something else going on. And like I said, he had the story too. And that's another
Right.
thing. If people would have went and watched all of his videos, he's been talking
Yeah,
about
no,
this
that's
for
BS.
over
You
2
will
months.
never, ever touch the bars of jail because you yelled at
supposedly
somebody
he's
and cussed somebody
been-
out. That is a civil case.
And it always
Use your
starts with the
freaking brain.
and it would have started the barangay level, and there would have been a settlement
Correct.
right there.
And that's what I was getting at. Civil is barangay, not
But
the
he kept-
cops.
he
And
kept-
guess what? You call the cops or somebody calls the cops, they'll be like,
yeah, Richie abroad.
go
is the
talk to the
channel.
captain, the barangay captain. That's what they'll tell you. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah, happens. All
I
the
don't care
time.
how much money you pay the cops. They'll be like, what do you do? Oh, we can't touch him. You can't take him in for that. You know what I'm saying? If they did take him in,
51 states
now,
also
okay.
make great
A lot of
tourism pretty
you, okay, again, I kind of get upset with this because a lot of people think it's that easy to bribe
good.
somebody.
He says he ain't gonna vote for
You know what I'm saying? Let's say I bribe the cops. Okay, first off, I'm just making things up. Let's say I bribe the cops because let's say, oh, we'll take him,
If he has
take-
the money,
take him
according to
away,
he
okay?
had the money.
take him away.
He's got
Here's the
money.
money. Guess what? They will make a charge. Make up a charge. Not say, oh, okay, we'll take him away. We'll say that he SA'd the girl. You get the difference? See the difference there? The difference is if it was verbal, they'd be like, it has to go to the barangay. Okay, here's the money.
But even if it was,
They would say, okay, we'll take him in. you gave us the money. We'll hush hush.
Okay,
And
you're kind of missing a
no,
because
no,
it wasn't
no,
verbal
Heidi.
initially. I get it, but
What
that's
I'm
not the
saying
original charge.
is, even if you pay them, they will make up a charge. Not, it's not gonna stick in civil level because they can't
According-
hold him.
right.
They cannot hold him for that. But according to him,
It was that wasn't even the charge. He said 3 years ago it was physical and sexual abuse. So even at that level, it would have started at the barangay. And according to him, the guy had money. He was in the military and everything else, and was doing well.
that's
You would
another
have
thing.
settled that shit
That's
out right away.
another argument
You'd
that
have settled that right away.
that's another thing.
And they
They-
weren't even living together for a
Well,
while.
what I'm saying is, okay, again, let's go play the money part, because again, somebody gave us some blowback, I guess, about the money. Oh well, they could have paid this and this, and that's why they took them. You know what? So you're saying
Actually, no.
you're-
Why do you eat Tums, George?
so you're telling me that
No.
you're telling me that she paid the cops money to take him away, but he can't afford to pay the cops money to not take him away. You get the picture? Remember, the argument goes both ways. They're like, oh, she probably paid the cops or whatever. I'm not saying that they did. Point being is, that doesn't make sense, because guess what? He probably has more money than she does.
Mhm.
So if that's your argument, that the reason why they took him away because she paid somebody, so wouldn't you think that he could have countered? You get the picture? It doesn't make sense. Use your common sense.
Have you heard any of this? Philippines now a 20% charge at the bank withdrawal. That's more than a check cashing place. That's
Not that I'm aware of. Last time I did that,
We just
last time I did a withdrawal, it's still the same. So
Now, if you're talking about a
I-
transfer from bank to bank and then you go to withdrawal, maybe there's another charge on this.
no
end.
transfers.
The
I
transfers,
don't
they're
know.
charging taxes. No, there's now an official tax on transfers. You better check on that.
Okay, well then
So,
yeah, but withdrawing, no, it's still
out
the
of
same.
savings. No, we just
It's
did
still
it
the same.
recently on
Yeah,
because George has an account, we have a joint account, and then I have one.
yeah. We just
So, for
just
Social
did a
Security,
withdrawal.
so
So
we have three in
as of
one
right
bank.
now, we're not aware of one. No.
Yeah, 1, 2. We have 3 at one bank and 1 at Metro. So we have 4 accounts, and none of them are doing anything.
But if there's a change, we will let you know.
The only thing I know about is supposedly I know that there is like I said, the transfer of money from bank to bank, they're charging another price. And then I know that there's a percentage, whole separate matter, that they're charging now. Anything, any of the apps and everything through Google and all that, we just went from paying 1,000 something on our Google storage, and it's now 12 or 1,300. We're getting charged 200-300 pesos more for the taxes they're throwing in there. We never had taxes on anything till now. So there's all that coming in. You can read them from the bottom. I'm just going through. Let's see. Isn't it interesting that the homeless expats most say that they don't have family and friends overseas? Then it turns out they actually do. Sounds like an embarrassment. It happens. Some of them have kids and family, and they just totally don't mention anything. And I also know another thing. Remember, when these guys come here, you can and can't reinvent yourself if you're in the U.S. If you're just going from Tampa, Florida to Tallahassee, most people will look you up on Facebook and find you. Can they find you here? No. But a lot of the guys don't have their Facebooks. They get like brand new ones or something. But they come here and reinvent themselves. Oh, I own a bunch of property in the U.S. I own a business in the U.S. They'll show family members' houses and say it's their houses. And they lead these girls on. But they reinvent themselves when they get here, no doubt.
Oh, nothing. I was just looking at the top 3.
Yeah.
And,
Oh,
you
you're
know,
just
all that
looking
kind of
at
stuff.
yeah. So the guys do reinvent themselves when they get here. So it gives them an opportunity, and they tend to leave
Well,
family
you,
out.
You get a reset, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, somebody said that the other day. Hey, Filipino P, the Philippine government needs to make these cheap Charlies prove they have enough funds. Yeah, but I think that would kill the rest of their. Somebody was trying to say they need to prove they had 3,000 a month. That would be too much.
It's not
to make
that.
people
The
prove.
problem is most of these got okay. Most cheap Charlies, if not all cheap Charlies. Keyword is you said you're talking to about the cheap Charlies. I would say all the cheap Charlies are on tourist visas.
Yeah,
What I'm
which they
saying
wouldn't
is
have to prove
they're
it.
really not supposed to stay here.
And they don't ask them that each time they go in. So they come in on tourist visa, which they let the people in that are from the areas that they can. Then when they renew their visas, they're not going to keep asking them for income or bank account statements. It would be too much. They're not handling their issues now. They're not enforcing any of their own laws. There's too much going on right now for them to do that. And about the closest they can do is on that SRV. They'll actually have them go through.
Oh, a cheap Charlie can't afford an SRV.
Well, they're changing the fees for that too. They lowered the age and changing the fees. So Izzy said, according to CDC, your liver can only process 2 beers every hour.
This is
Slow down,
fact.
George. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much, Linda.
For the
Appreciate you so much.
stickers. Yeah, see, I'm gonna lose my spot every time I do that. You could just do a shout out for it, babe. I'll get down to it. Thank you so much, Linda.
What is
I
that? An avocado?
appreciate.
I think that's an avocado. Not
Yeah, I
su-
think it
not
is.
sure.
It's a pear. It says
A
it's a
pear.
pear. Yeah, because
Oh,
I think.
yeah. It's a pear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh, there's Richie right there. Richie, yeah, we watched that, man. You called that out. I watch you guys while I'm working, so sometimes I don't get a chance to jump in. No, that's the truth, man. That guy, George, the first thing when we seen that, we're like, this guy is so full of crap. And I want to let you know that that guy, like, there's like a link between all 3 people that have been talking shit lately. Like, we've heard Peachback Mountain say something about that guy. We've heard the British expat talk about him. The other guy talks about him. They got the same type of content of walking on camera and talking the same stories and the same crap. And it's funny how people be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing me and George said, there's no way that story is real.
No,
Nobody would be
it's
sitting
not.
up there with money for 3 years, and then he had to get 3 different lawyers. And no, there's no
Well,
way. And there's no.
And the fact that
There's
he
no
had
way that was
he
true.
had an opportunity to say, "Oh, okay, so you can get out if you
That's
pay
true.
X amount," and he says, "Oh, no, 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 I'm gonna stay in prison out of principle." And that's just bullshit. I mean, I don't care who you are, what you are. The moment you get that, if and according to this guy, he says, "Yo, he has the money." Well, you know what? If you have the money and you're in prison or jail, whatever, you're gonna pay no matter how much that freaking bail is if you can afford it. You want out of there. Human nature. Nobody wants to be in a cage.
No, not if they have money. It doesn't matter. I
That
said I'd have
is-
sold
no,
George up
that's-
a
that's
river for a bag
bullshit.
of potato chips.
That
I'm
is
gonna tell you that right now.
Plain out
George,
bullshit.
they said, "Oh, thank you," but it's
Yeah.
the truth. It doesn't matter because we're not talking about an
You
American
can be
prison. We're
completely
not
innocent.
talking
You
about.
want to be out of
We're
there.
talking the worst of the worst prisons, and out of principle is why I stayed. They weren't even together. So if you listen to his 3 videos, he has 3 of them, and one goes back to May. He goes in there discussing, oh, I'm going to put up a clip here, or, or I'm going to, I have the girlfriend stuff. And, oh, I appeared, as a testimony for him. And I'm like, you were that far into it. Now, the only thing that I had wrong is supposedly it was not where he's living right now is where he hurt. Cause I was like, there's no way that far out in the province. But I'm like, so what? They were in the city on top of each other in an apartment complex at one point, but supposedly I was saying something about that far out in the province. I doubt he could hear their arguing, but none of the story made sense. None of it. So the fact that the Filipina P jumped on it, the fact that Tribe of Men jumped on it, Geo jumped on it, but Geo was only saying, hey, just watch out for problems with the Filipinos. Filipina P, when she covered it, said, is this true? She didn't really cover his story, but she still highlighted him. I was like, oh yeah, there's something. And that's why we went and looked at it. And we're like, no, avoid jail, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, no, this story just doesn't seem to be right. Another one of those stories that are, really off. And there's just no possible
Yeah, it's
way.
kind of like this. When I was in the US, my pit bull, okay, true story. My pit bull went over to my neighbor's house. My neighbor's a dick. And she grabbed his flip-flops and took it over to ours. Because, dogs sometimes can be playful. Can I go to jail or prison for that? No. That's a
Hey,
civil
Luca,
matter.
what's going on?
Point being, even if I stood there and yelled the shit out of him, or if he yelled the shit out of me, I can't take him to prison. I can't take him to jail. cops will be looking at me like, you guys deal with this, and they'll leave.
Yeah, we remember the MMA fighter. Nothing ever came of that. Never did. Matter of fact,
Oh,
his
yeah,
sister
yeah,
opened
yeah,
up a
yeah.
Facebook page and a YouTube. Nobody ever came on it. That whole story died as quick as it actually got started. That was very sad. No, nothing. It totally died out.
Well, he's still in prison or
Yeah,
jail,
at
but
least.
that's about it.
Tito said he would never trust a non-drinker. Oh, I agree with you on that. And there's nothing wrong with the little partaking and how easygoing 420 is. And not saying, he who is without sin casts a stone, because I
Isn't-
know I went through a bottle of vodka in a 24-hour period.
Isn't
It
Tito
was
George a drink? No, really.
well, Tito is a alcohol. It's a vodka. Tito vodka and Tito. I think they sell. Yeah, Tito is a alcoholic drink. Yes. But no, I mean, I'm not saying it's like, oh, I know she. That's why I mentioned the drugs and everything else, because I'm sure people are saying, well, Calvin did crack, and oh, Heidi's been on pain pills, and it's like, and what? He who is without sin cast that first stone. We get that shit, but we're not sitting there doing it now, pissing ourselves and shitting and falling out of bed. Or like the guys, there was a couple just a few months ago that ended up passed out and dead in their condos, and their house was full of beer bottles and alcoholic bottles, and
We're
they were
not
alone.
trying to sell you a bridge.
Yeah, we're just saying.
The problem we
hey.
have is when expats fly over to the Philippines and try to sell you a bridge.
Mhm.
We don't do that. We
Good
tell
morning,
you don't buy
Laka.
the bridge, and that's why we get flack.
And keep your wits about you guys. Come over here and do what you're gonna do. Drinking, ladies, a little partying, and all that. We get that. But one, don't put all that shit on camera. There are some guys putting every single thing on camera. They're ladies on cameras. They're ladies doing funky stuff on camera. They're showing all the bad stuff that they're doing, and it's kind of like, God, have a little, reservation. Another thing, if you're over here doing that, still keep your wits about you, because that's how these guys end up homeless. Next thing you know, they got $10 in their pocket. Sounds like George last week. And then he ends up on Walking Street demonstrating his new karate move.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
You're scaring the cats
Reverse.
again.
One in the sink, one in the pink. Double. Yeah. No, that's
In case
poker.
you can't afford your medications and pills. That's George's. Show how you save your money, babe. How do you save money?
How do I say money?
Yeah, because you don't need any pills for that.
George for president. One in the stink, two in the pink.
Right?
George for president.
In case you don't have no morning wood.
One in the stink, two in the pink.
Oh,
George for president.
oh my God, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Philippine government needs to tax alcoholic drinks like European countries. This would help. There's already, isn't everything inclusive?
Yes, it's already there. So
Okay, so recently we were just pointed out there are two channels. One of the Filipinas is talking about coming back to America. I forgot the name of the channel. The other one has left her man. Really, neither of them are a lesson until she says, hey, he was cheating, or I didn't get my immigration, or something else to the story. We just don't randomly always or have covered just stories for the hell of it, unless they're just really exciting. But the one says she's coming back. She says everything is she didn't say everything was too expensive. She said everything is taxed. They don't do that in the Philippines. I'm like, honey, you've been living in the Philippines. Everything's inclusive on that. Your taxes have always been there. It's just in the price.
no, it's inclusive. Yes.
And so, in other words, if that candy bar is 60 pesos, they've made
they
it
raised
70.
it in 2024. So last year they did raise it.
Everything's inclusive.
No.
So she always
They
had
do
taxes.
update this on a regular basis. So they raised it last year. So
It said that the Philippines produced a super grandmaster of chess, Wesley. So I believe it. Very talented people there. So very, very. Oh, he's second one says he'll send you a photo of my chess set.
did you
I made.
really? So you have a lathe, I assume. Wait. So you have a mini lathe or something? Anyway, that's really cool. But a boo,
Start a merch channel. Yeah.
right?
Oh, they want. I guess.
I just did. I just showed her off. Yes. Yeah, I just showed off Mary. For those of you who are married
Yeah,
fans
she
out there,
is.
yes.
Oh, great movie, Stir Crazy with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder is the
Oh my
movie you were
gosh,
thinking of, Heidi.
classic.
Yeah. No, the movie's called Life. The movie's called Life with Eddie Murphy and the other guy. What is the police?
Huh?
Martin. That did the show Martin. It was him and him. The movie called Life. So basically,
I don't know that one.
or was it the corn? Was that part of it? I don't know. I'd find one of
What
those.
was the
movies.
movie where Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder were one is blind and one is deaf? What was that one?
Is that Hear No Evil?
Oh,
Something like
okay.
that.
Yeah, that
But
was
Stir
hilarious.
Crazy
Yeah.
was a cute one. It's where they were in prison together. So it was funny. Yeah, 1970s isn't a bad time to be, right? It's
Right,
some of the
right. No,
70s,
1970, yeah.
80s, even early 90s were times to remember. Sometimes when I see stuff and think about it,
You
it's
know
like
the
miss those
best
days.
thing in the 90s? Okay, some of you will not know this. Movie buffs will know this. Remember the Movie Pass, where you can watch a movie once a day for $9.95 a month? Mind blowing! Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I'm such a big movie buff. No, fact. Which one?
Yeah. Well, let's see. George was the one with the stinky, smelly fingers. Oh, they're talking about probably talking about, I don't know, Goldfinger, Goldmember, whatever. George Washington. I'm proud to be an American. We get our chicks for free, right?
Right.
And MTV.
Huey Lewis.
You're not proud of Bruce Springsteen,
Money for nothing and the chicks are free.
right?
Is that box guy carrying that box and with the dog? They
end up in- Well, you know, a lot of these Westerners go to different countries. It doesn't necessarily indicate they're losers. They can end up losers in the end. But what I found, and that we've been saying for a few years from the very beginning, when our channel was at 300 subscribers, we said people are bringing their problems. I brought problems. George brought his own problems back to his country. We all have something. We're all not innocent of things. But some guys just come here and it just spews out of them. You know, we're not talking about people running just YouTube channels. We're just talking about everyday guys. Did it pre-internet, guys. Did it pre-internet. The problem is a lot of them think they can still get away with it. This is no longer the old Philippines from the 90s or 2000s. Even pre-pandemic, everything has changed. Like they've gotten better at their computer systems and hunting people down. And there's just so much more going on now. So that's just the daily market going on. Georgia's stock market popped up.
I've got
No,
other
Bruce
stuff popping
Springsteen's
up.
the guy. But then again, you know what? You know what? Nothing is sacred anymore. They said that even Stephen King is tied up into this Epstein thing, or with him, or against. I don't know. But all I know is nothing is sacred. They're saying Beyonce's involved in something political now with Whoopi and all that, and I'm like, you guys, it's like everybody's going down the drain, and it's like, you know, I just wish. It's like people, and then it's supposed to make everybody change your mind. Like all of a sudden, I hate this person, or I don't like this person anymore because of. But it's like, but you grew up listening to their music. It's kind of like an R. Kelly song comes on. It's like, wait a minute, if I dance, somebody's not going to like me. It's like, oh hell,
Okay,
no.
okay.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
all right.
It's like if all of a sudden they found out Bruce Springsteen was on the list, everybody's going to junk all this stuff. What I'm saying is, you know, they're going to throw everybody in a pot now, and it's like there goes your entire childhood. You know.
Well,
see what I mean? It's like
no.
all
but
based on
Heidi,
hearsay. Or,
Heidi brought up a good argument. What Heidi's saying is, does it matter? I'm not defending the people. Okay, I'm not defending the people. What I'm saying, the content, whether it's music, memes, videos that they
Which-
produce,
mhm.
whether or not you enjoyed them. Does
Yeah,
it
what's going on with
matter
Bruce?
that in the end that
See, even New Jersey hates Bruce Springsteen. What's going on with Bruce now?
I don't know. But what I'm saying is, well, for example, like that. It doesn't matter whether you heard what, for example, Jackson or whatever. Whether before or after the wardrobe malfunction, does it really matter if you really enjoyed her music? You enjoyed her music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying support them. What I'm saying
Hey,
is
George.
if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. I mean, you can't take that back.
Speaking of not taking it back, Anton says I managed to watch 34 minutes of ranting of your friend, the drunkard wannabe dad. 34 minutes wasted my life. Peachback Mountain. A video came up in the feed for George, and it showed the entire birth of his son. Okay, which he still says it's his son. There's something, George, your eyes will never get back, is that he ended up seeing a video of showing where he went to the hospital and he visited her. And do you know, George goes, I can't believe they did it. And then I went and looked, I'm like, wow, what a simping channel. She shows herself breastfeeding, boobs out and everything, full areola and everything. They leave that in there for all, not put on members only. She's not a breastfeeding club. She's not whatever, like full boob and whole parts out on her, showing her with the kid. And I'm like, it's like
now
that was
I'm not disregarding any moms out there. I'm
Correct.
not by any means. However,
why would you let
any
your wife or
mom
girl
that
do that
take out their breast in public to feed their child,
on YouTube?
they're not doing it for the child. They're doing it for the content. That's all I'm saying.
So George is the one that came across it, and he goes, "Did she really?" I said, "Why would somebody do that?"
Especially a Filipina. If she's a real Filipina,
She wouldn't have put it on.
now don't get me wrong,
camera.
she's not the first one to do this. I have seen other Filipinas that whip out their breasts to feed their babies. Again,
I
there's
couldn't
nothing
believe it.
there's nothing
No,
wrong
nothing
with
wrong
that.
natural. We're not disparaging the
However,
kid.
putting it in public is a different
For about
story.
5 minutes,
Okay.
in and out of his mouth, in and out of his
And
mouth.
I'm not talking about-
exposing the whole thing.
And I'm not talking about in
It's like,
public as in church
is
or
that simping
in
or
public
what?
as in, we're
Why
talking
would
about
you leave
worldwide internet, correct?
Why would you
in-
leave that footage in there?
And again,
of-
I'm not disrespecting anybody, but be aware that
what's the first thing that came out
the
of your mouth
fact,
when you say that?
well, they're doing it for the views, regardless of your intentions. Whether you again,
you
obviously,
cover it up with the towel. If she was in the middle of doing something when he put a camera
well,
on her.
most
I-
women, whether in the West, and a lot of you will agree, even in the US, will pretty much cut it right here, or
he could have
don't
edited.
show the full thing, meaning
And it wasn't for a
it's-
second. It was
well,
for about 5 minutes.
that's what I'm saying. They could show the baby suckling, but
When you
already
removed the
suckling.
baby, no.
That-
she removed
no,
the
no, no,
baby
no,
and
that's-
just left it
that's
hanging
what
there
I'm
and then
trying
put
to
it back
say.
in and out of his mouth. They left the
that's
footage.
what I'm trying to say is they
So
show
that
it
just
with the
adds to their
baby
simping
already
stuff.
suckling, because that's what most, again, and I'm talking about the US,
Accidentally from a distance.
and I'm not talking about the Philippines.
But not straight on.
I'm
That
not
just
even
came
talking about
up.
the Philippines, but any real Filipino would be like, oh, hell no, delete that shit.
Right. Any husband. At
Any-
that time, they were still
that's
saying
another
they were
thing.
married. Just like, why
Most-
would you leave your wife like
most-
that? It was
Again,
simping.
no, I'm not.
They were feeding their simping members based on that stuff. And it's not even a member only video. The whole world can see that. And it's like, wow. So I'm still, it's like, oh, well, she's just jealous. There's another jealous thing. It's
No,
like,
no, no.
it
Jealousy
was
has nothing to do with it.
disgusting.
It's abhorred. It's like, it's offensive. Most Filipinos don't want to see that.
I know he'll claim he doesn't edit and he doesn't this. You should have.
It's
thought
kinda
about
like this.
that.
It's
She
kinda
knew
like
the
this.
The camera was right up in her face, so she knew she was being recorded. But I'm sorry.
No.
It'll be just like you called him a bastard. Now you're talking about him breastfeeding, which is the naturalest thing on earth. Will be their next statement. It's like
No,
not when you
there's-
show it for 5 minutes, and not when you leave your whole parts out of his mouth
Well,
dangling in front of the world.
talking about
forever.
most regular Americans and most
And
regular
you're probably
Filipinos
watching this, I'm sure, because your
are
photo was
against
on
this.
today.
In fact, there's. Okay, let's look it up right now.
If you're running a breastfeeding thing, that's one thing.
That's
But who would
if it was a
edit it
breastfeeding
out?
channel, I get it. Fact. I mean, I'm not. Again, it's
And
not.
there's been, it's just that's just crazy. But that's just part of, it's just where it is. George's clicking sound like a lizard running around inside my tiny home. Okay. I'm proud to be an American, right to bear arms. I'm proud to be Filipino, rights to free coconuts, right? No, that's the way it should be. Nope, that's true. And they took all those programs away. Remember, many of these guys were living in USA on ramen and HUD. Yeah, or low income or with other families. Most definitely. I get you on that. No, it's matter of fact, the U.S. are probably the least of the ones that are homeless. They're from all over. They're Canadian, they're American. A lot of them are from Europe. It's really surprising who actually is. Well, like I said, let us know. We still have 122 people. Do you guys agree with putting your wife in a hospital that's been there for a few days? Would you put her chest out and that section nipples out for more than a few minutes without the baby's mouth or a towel over him, and then you left that content in for everybody to watch?
Well,
How'd you
see,
feel?
that's the thing.
I can't be the only one. Then it'll be, oh, Heidi's just hateful, but I still think there's an off on this. So yeah, just let us know on that.
60% is a percentile of people who find it's okay.
If it's done in the right context, and usually
But
women
that's
are covered,
that's
there's
still
usually a
that's
blanket over
still
'em.
well. What I'm saying is that's still a really high percentage of people who don't want to see it.
Yeah. But I didn't expect to see. George didn't expect all of a sudden whammo. It was a long period of time. And like I said, it was not in the baby's
And
mouth the whole
and
time.
I'm talking
like,
about
why
and I'm
would
talking
you
about
cover
and
that?
I'm talking about IRL. I'm talking about in real life. I'm not talking
You
about.
can talk shit all you want.
I'm not talking
now.
about in social media. What
Oh, I'm
saying
sure
is,
he'll come back on that
well, oh
one.
no. Well, what I'm saying is, social media is a different story because that's forever.
Right. If you're at
That's
a
forever.
if
You
you're
cannot
at
delete that
a
stuff.
store, if you're out in public and all that, and then your husband goes by you with a camera and it's for about a second or a minute, no, not where you're focused the whole time. You could have talked to her when she wasn't doing that.
Well,
So either he did that with his camera or she set the camera there. It looked more like the camera was set there. So either she did that directly or he, but you don't, it was, I don't know.
well, what I'm
Let us
saying.
know if you want the link because it's still up.
What I'm saying is, would you want, for the guys out
wife.
there, would you want guys whacking off to your woman because she's pulled out her,
Or would you want it like that to
You know what I'm
begin
saying?
with?
because fact is, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not lying, and they can argue with me all they want. Fact is, there's somebody whacking off right now, this very second, over that video.
It was a little much.
What I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with me. It's because, again, they put it out there, and they can be mad at me all they want, or Heidi. But point being is,
No,
we're
it
not the
is
ones
bad.
that put it out there. We're just saying, like, why would you do that? Because
No,
you
I was
do
just sitting there
realize
thinking about, we were talking
you
about
do realize
footage.
somebody's
Hi,
thinking
Ruby,
of
good
really nasty stuff
morning.
right now because you put that video out. And I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about Heidi. Somebody else is.
Yes, George does speak Spanish. It's the only way we got through Mexico.
Do
I was
not go
thinking
to
about
Mexico
that.
if you do not speak Spanish.
And
please.
that's where I was. That's the biggest reason. Someone asked why
For
we
several
left,
reasons.
but
One,
for me, the language barrier was too
every
much.
sign is in Spanish, unlike in the
I don't know
U.S.
why I didn't
or in the
expect-
Philippines.
Here
it's in English.
Correct. I
But
don't know why I
in
expected
yeah,
it.
in Mexico, every sign is in Spanish, and nobody speaks English. Okay, unless you're in Tijuana or the border towns. If you're in a border town, that's one thing. But the moment you pass the border towns, then nobody speaks English.
Yeah, no, the Philippines is the same. Sugar is in everything. They've got tons of packaged food. It's in everything here. There's a lot of sugar in everything here, and soy sauce and everything else. So
My white stuff has sugar. It's icing.
sure it is.
Icing for you. Icing for you.
No, and
Icing for you.
and here's the thing. That would be wrong too if they would have shown the birth of the baby and then they focused the camera down there after the baby came out, because that's kind of
It's somewhat the same thing.
somewhat, but you would have been from like guys do. They go to the side where they're not looking inside. They had a full camera on it, and then after the baby's mouth was totally away, she just left it all hanging there. And I'm like, why would you do that? So it's kind of out there. Yeah, that's why they call it Sent Back Mountain. There's no doubt in my mind, because some of the videos were strictly that. Like at one point they had her fully pregnant and in a bathing suit. And I'm like, good for her. Oh no, simp. There it is, George. There you go.
Simp pimp. One in the stink, two in the pink.
President.
George, we want the video. There you go.
Okay, we'll have to
Yes.
do a song.
George
for
for president. One. Oh no. Two in the pink, one in the stink. There you go. George for president.
Fluff my hair.
George for president.
Fluff my hair. No, with your hands. Not. Did nobody ask for that in my hair? Like you're picking it. No. Oh, no. Not in my hair. Stop. Now you know, look, George lives the good life.
Yeah.
Living a good life.
There you go. Heidi loves that stash, just saying.
That's probably the true thing. He says it was so offensive I couldn't look away for the 5 minutes. Yeah, right. I guess if you like it like that. I mean, I guess.
You like Coronas and Areolas, just saying. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, brother.
I guess.
Oh, damn. Hulk
They don't
Hogan
have
is
any
gone.
bleaching cream for that stuff?
Damn, Hulk Hogan's gone.
No bleaching cream?
Huh? That's up to her.
Right. 3 for George.
There you go.
Yeah. I agree. Poquito.
Oh, what are you doing?
I don't know. It does that. See what I mean? Like you said, it's hypersensitive. I guess it. I have no idea why it does
poquito.
that.
Poquito.
Who's Janet?
Huh? What?
I have no idea. Somebody said Janet was not a perv.
Nippleicious. Really? Really? Second one? Nippleicious.
I'm gonna send that to your woman, that video, and tell her you watched it.
Which woman?
See how she feels. He's got a woman. I'm gonna send it to her. Then she'll know, and I'm gonna say, your man sent me this video. I'm gonna start all kinds of shit. I like to have my $50 a month for the next 6 months for my Christmas.
But boo, why would you hate the Autobahn inventor? The Autobahn is there to get rid of the stupid people. Just saying.
Because let me tell you
One
what, if
less
somebody
stupid
said
people
that
in the
George
world.
sent me this video to look at and meant it on a serious factor, I'd beat his ass right on the spot, because it's evident what type of video that is.
Oh dang, I had to delete it. I had it on a loop.
What I'm saying is it's that obvious it's what it was for. I mean, people say, oh, it was a simple innocent, not when you leave the camera and not that exposed for that long of a period. And that just came up yesterday. So I'm just saying, if that was sent and then somebody said, oh, George sent it to me, I'd beat his ass right there. Matter of fact, George just ain't that type of person.
Actually, no. Most of the
There's
time,
no
I don't.
way. Most of you guys
I don't
would
look
be
at
like, no
women in
way.
a sexual manner, believe it or not, or men. Now, cats and dogs, that's a different story now, especially chickens. Oh my God, those chickens, those legs.
Look at the cat. You woke the baby.
Yeah, those chickens, I tell you what, they're tight.
Yeah.
Talk about choking the cock.
It was great that the P brought, the attorney on there to discuss the point of debunking the. Well, here's the thing. I didn't find that she was debunking. She just brought an attorney in. She wasn't debunking the original guy's story. She just said he mentioned it, and then she
Okay,
said there was no
well,
debunking through the Filipina P.
She
brought an attorney on
she-
to discuss, can you go to jail? That's not really debunking.
she was, but in a very, 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 very political manner.
very like 1%.
No,
I think she was. It was content.
Yeah, I get it. I mean,
It was
She
content.
just doesn't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. I get it.
Right. All right, guys, we're wrapping this up. We appreciate everybody sitting in here. Bestiality, right?
Whoa,
Yeah, very.
dang, Steve.
Yeah, very sad
Right?
on Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. They said that Hulk Hogan is the one that's getting all the. It's been like one of the top coverages for people. A lot of people.
Yeah, he's gone.
Seen him
It's
as a
really
good
sad.
person,
It's really
so-
sad.
Right. So, all right, guys, thank you for dropping in. Next live stream is on Thursday, Philippines in the morning. If anything else serious comes up, then we'll cover it sooner.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much,
Thank you so
Chosen One.
much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. And the top
Thank you,
3 of
Chosen.
today, or
The
top 5. Let's say
commenters.
top 5.
Yeah, we
Top
don't do
5. Top
politics
1,
yet.
Chosen One. Top number 2, Linda Catalano. Number 3, Robert Goodsman. All right. Number 4. Second Wind. And number 5 is AI Coconut Guy. And thank you so much for our moderators who are moderating for us today. It's Ted Jenkins is with us today. Scott and Isa's World is with us today.
In the house today.
Yeah, and Scott is actually almost here. He's very close. He'll be here with us in December.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Full
That's really
retirement, guys.
awesome.
Full retirement.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
I bet he's excited. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah,
is I
yes,
know
yes,
he's
he is,
excited,
yes.
So. All
Yeah.
right, guys. Well, time to feed George. So I'm just gonna leave it all
Yeah.
hanging out when I do
And
that.
I can't wait to smash tacos, and I can't wait again with those tacos. Two in the pink, one in the stink. George